Good afternoon and welcome to Pine River-Backus High School, where today we're going to be bringing you high school baseball. It is a Section 5 matchup as the Pine River-Backus Tigers are taking on the Raiders of Lake Park-Audubon. Welcome to our Station 371 pregame show, brought to you by Station 371. Restock on food, fuel, and bait at locally owned Station 371 in Pine River. They've got your bait and tackle, quality Cenex gasoline, and they're the only area fuel station with kerosene and off-road diesel. Station 371 in Pine River. I'm Devin Kruger, and joining me today is Paul Learned as we have the pregame show for high school baseball. I had a game yesterday. You are new to our staff. You got out of yesterday's broadcasting, but you were out in some of the elements.
Yeah,
a little bit nicer today.
I got out of broadcasting. I did not get out of being miserable outside watching sports for about 4 hours yesterday. Yeah, it was a little chilly.
A little bit. If the sun stays out today, we are in for just a peach of a day. It's a little bit on the breezy side, but nobody's going to complain about what we have here today, and it hopefully will be a great matchup. Here on the pregame show, we will take you through how these two teams fare coming in. It is opening day for Lake Park-Audubon. Pine River-Backus got their season started yesterday. We do have both coaches on hand. We'll try to get to those. LPA is already warming up. They're trying to get on time, so we'll move things along. We'll take a short break. We'll be right back. This is pregame for high school baseball here on your liveevent.com.
Tomorrow is happening right now. Today, more than ever, the world needs safe, secure, sustainable, and affordable sources of energy. That's why Enbridge is advancing new technologies to reduce emissions, like carbon capture and hydrogen power. By putting in the work today, we're bridging to a cleaner energy future. Tomorrow is on. Enbridge. Life takes energy.
Restock on food, fuel, and bait at locally owned Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Station 371 is stocked with bait, tackle, and snacks for your fishing excursions, quality Cenex gasoline, and off-road diesel. Their inside and outside car washes are open. Make sure to stop by to keep your car shining bright in the sun. Don't forget your fishing and hunting license. Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Thank you for supporting local business.
Hannikin Insurance Agency is proud to support today's radio coverage. Hannikin Insurance has been serving families and businesses in central Minnesota for over 30 years. By working with an independent agency like Hannikin Insurance, the process of finding insurance that is appropriate for your goals and budget is simplified. Contact Hannikin Insurance Agency in Pine River, Little Falls, Pierce, or Brainerd online at HannikinInsurance.com. Let Hannikin Insurance give you the peace of mind that comes from knowing your financial situation is secure.
And welcome back to our Station 371 pregame show. As here's a quick look at our two teams coming into today. For Lake Park-Audubon, opening day. They have not played a game yet this season. They were 4-13 last year. For Pine River-Backus, 0-1. They started yesterday with a loss in Verndale, 12-1 to Bertha Hewitt Verndale. Last year, the Tigers were 7-12, and included in those 12 losses, a loss to Lake Park-Audubon. Coach Deneau was saying that the pitcher that LPA threw last year is now pitching for Minnesota Crookston. So one of LPA's 4 wins last year was against the Tigers. It was their first meeting since 2009 with Lake Park-Audubon coming into Section 5 last year. So it was a long gap between, but Lake Park-Audubon got the win 5-2 last year. That's a quick synopsis of the two teams coming in. And now when we take a short break, we're going to come back. We're going to hear the interview with head coach Mike Donnell. We might be tracking towards an end. I thought we were going to run a little bit late, but LPA is cruising through their infield, outfield. So when we come back, we'll have the chat with head coach Mike Donnell of Pine River-Backus if we have time. We'll also have a chat with Kent Benson, head coach of Lake Park-Audubon. It's the Station 371 pregame show for high school baseball here on your liveevent.com.
PRB Boosters are happy to sponsor coverage of the Tigers. Like the PRB Activities page on Facebook for information on Booster Club events and fundraisers. The Booster Club could use your help with great events and fundraisers, all giving back to the students of Pine River-Backus schools. For information, email prboosterclub1@gmail.com. Meetings are the first Monday of every month, 6 p.m. at the school. Good luck, Tigers, from the PRB Booster Club and all its members.
We are back on the Station 371 pregame show for baseball today. Is now joining us Kent Benson, head coach for Lake Park-Audubon. Gorgeous day for baseball, and it's opening day for the Raiders. Starting on the road here in Pine River. Welcome back to our Station 371 pregame show for baseball today. As joining us now is Mike Donnell, head coach for the Tigers. Home opener today and our first broadcast for the Tigers in baseball this year. What a beautiful day, Coach. Glad to be here, and thanks for some time as always.
Yeah, thanks for having us. Opening, like you said, opening day, or at least at home. The stands are packed, and the popcorn's popping, and here we go.
Well, you did start the season yesterday, so it's a back-to-back to get the season rolling now that we got all the snow out of the way. You took a 12-1 loss over in Verndale. You were telling us about that before the interview, but for those the folks tuning in, give us a quick recap of the 12-1 loss to start the season.
Yeah, well, first of all, tip my hat to Bertha Hugh at Verndale. They're a well-coached team, and they got good players over there, and they got a community that values baseball. And so whether they got upperclassmen or lowerclassmen, they've always got good ball players on their field, and we gave them too many extra outs with errors in the field and a difficulty throwing strikes, and we had mistakes on the base paths as runners and weren't really able to string together hits. So it was a pretty mistake laden first game for us. So the 12-1 victory is definitely, or loss for that matter, is definitely something we earned.
When you come into the season, let's just kind of talk about the preparation with this particular group this year, the guys that you have, Mike. What excites you? What have you liked from your group as you got ready to roll yesterday?
Yeah. Well, we kind of have a mix here. We got some guys that were definitely role players last year as sophomores, and we're asking them to now be leaders and really step up into taking that next step. But they were guys that, even during the basketball season, talked about how eager they were for baseball. And then once baseball did show up, they were here. And if we had to stay late, they'd stay late. And if we had some AM hitting, they were here. So they're an eager bunch. They're fun. They get along. There's good energy with them. So it is exciting to come to practice just knowing that they want to work too.
When it comes to the pitching, obviously when it comes to the high school level and Class A ball, so much revolves around the arms. How's your depth look? You're going with Cole Oberfeld today. What do you want to see from these guys as they're hitting the mound, especially early in the season?
Yeah, well, I think that's just it, is that, we don't want to, top them off at that 105, on their first game. So we definitely want to watch how they're performing later into the innings, and obviously strikes are the name of the game when you got that pitch count, because the more extra pitches you got to throw, and all of a sudden you're digging deep into your depth, which I feel pretty confident about, but that's on paper. We've got to play a few games to kind of see what we've got and where our strengths are at, but I do like where we're at. I think we probably have more pitching now or this year than we probably have in a few years.
You have Lake Park-Audubon today, and as doing the research, you played them last year, which was the first time in a long time these two teams had faced off. Yeah. They were able to win a close one. Do you recall much from that game, or what the Raiders bring back this year that you kind of have to focus on?
I've heard that they're pretty young. What I recall about that game was that the pitcher that they threw, I think, is pitching at the University of Minnesota Crookston right now, and so he was throwing pretty hard, and the kids were pretty impressed with that, as was I. But then I was also very impressed with our senior Chance Abraham, who hit a bomb off of him. So even though in the loss, it was kind of cool to see that from a kid who's played a lot of baseball and meaningful baseball for us. So yeah, they're new to our section. I think this is their second year in our section, so they're a very unfamiliar foe. So when it comes to scouting and preparing, the focus is still on us and what we need to do.
From yesterday to today, obviously with the number of miscues that stood out to you, Mike, what would you say is the top one or two that you want to see cleaned up from game 1 to game 2 most?
Absolutely fielding. Fielding. We need to make the routine play. We need to catch the ball, throw the ball. And I know that seems very, very simple, but baseball can get very pear-shaped, and it can get very, very frustrating if you have a difficulty catching the ball and throwing the ball. So if we handle those things, we should be in games.
Coach, thrilled to be here on a beautiful day for ball. Good luck to you and the Tigers, and we'll talk to you after the game.
Appreciate you. Thanks for having us.
Mike Donnell, head coach for Pine River-Backus, join us as we break. More after this here on YourLiveEvent.com.
economic viability, a wonderful place to live. Pine River, Backus, and PRB Schools. PRB Schools is a small school district with large district opportunities, providing activities and classes that involve students, making sure every student has everything to be successful. PRB Schools offers a variety of community education programs, a great way to learn new skills hands-on with others within the community, making connections with families, being involved with the community, becoming a community family. prbschools.org.
We are back on the Station 371 pregame show for baseball today. Is now joining us Kent Benson, head coach for Lake Park-Audubon. Gorgeous day for baseball, and it's opening day for the Raiders. Starting on the road here in Pine River. First and foremost, Coach, thanks for a couple minutes to talk about your team and today's game.
Well, we're happy to be here. It's great to be outside. We got like a foot of snow here a couple of weeks ago or a week ago, so we have not been out. And so this is, we're just like getting out of the barn first in the spring, and it's kind of cool.
Well, I know we're going to address the youth of this team, but before we do that, Coach, for the couple of weeks that you were inside, you're prepping, you're trying to get these guys ready to hit the field. What are some of the things that have excited you about what this team has shown you?
Well, the biggest thing we've noticed is just the willingness to learn, the willingness to listen when we tell them something and try and correct or coach a spot that they're maybe have a weakness in. The next day, they're doing what we told them. And it's just really cool to watch. They're young. Like you said, we'll get to that. But they just want to learn.
Well, and I think that's a great place to start because the youth definitely shows one senior and then dropping all the way to a load of freshmen on this team. When you figured out that was what you were working with, how did you want to approach things with the boys to not only have some fun, but have them realize and have some expectations for a year that could be challenging if they can come together, depending on how they come together?
It could be challenging. However, we're not taking our youth as an excuse at all. We feel we're ready to play. There's a couple of these kids that joined us at the end of the year last year as 8th graders, and they actually got some time on the field, proved their mettle a little bit. I mean, they proved that they belonged. And now this year, believe it or not, in a quick turn, that wasn't quite expected, they're the leaders on the team. But that's kind of cool. And we're just going day by day. We'll see. I mean, we'll see today. We really don't know what today brings for us, but you'll see probably some coaching. More than normal. There'll be some correction, probably a little more than normal because we'll have to do those things. But we're excited. We're excited for the kids. They just want to play.
No, that's fantastic, Coach. Now, from your experience and regardless of what the roster looks like, when it's opening day, and we always kind of you seem to expect some of those first game miscues. What are a couple of the things with your team you're really going to be focused on?
Throwing strikes, number one. The kid that's starting today is a senior, but he didn't pitch a ton last year either because we had a roster that pitchers were mostly seniors last year and graduated, of course, and so he didn't pitch a ton last year. He's our day one starter and deserves to be that this year. There's no question about it. But we need to throw strikes. I mean, we need to throw strikes to stay in the game. We can't. I don't know if our youth. We just should not be giving bases that people don't deserve, I guess is what I'm saying.
How about on the hitting side of things? How do you want your guys to, with not getting outside really much at all, how do you want to have an approach at the plate?
Well, we're not exactly sure what outside is for us as far as hitting because we've been hitting in a cage in a gym. If anybody's done that, it's sort of like hitting it's sort of like a strobe light. Because the lights in the gym and the ball coming through the cage, it looks like a strobe light. Sometimes, so it's a whole different deal. I guess we'll see how these young kids react to being outside and actually seeing the ball the way they should see it. They hit well in the gym. I mean, these kids are ready. They listened to us. We did lots of things. We did a lot of tee work this year, a lot of soft toss, more than we've ever done. I think they're ready.
Coach, we're excited to be here. We wish you all the best to you and the Raiders. Thanks for the time, Kent.
Hey, no problem. Thank you for coming.
Kent Benson, head coach for Lake Park-Audubon. Join us as we break more right after this on yourliveevent.com.
More big news from Wide's Major Appliance in Brainerd. Wide's announces a new line to offer you. Now, stop in to see the incredible line of appliances from Speed Queen. Speed Queens are tested to last 25 years, offers warranties up to 7 years parts and labor, and is the recommended brand by most service people. With Speed Queen and Crosley, plus service, parts, and used appliances, Wide's is your one-stop appliance shop for major appliances without the major price. See Wide's Major Appliance on Oak Street in Brainerd.
Save on your groceries and gas each week just by shopping at your locally owned Pequot Lake Super Value on Patriot Avenue in Pequot Lakes. Pequot Lake Super Value offers simple and convenient curbside pickup. Order online at shop.pequotlakesupervalue.com. We shop for you and you simply pick them up at our front door. Save on gas too, earning 10 cents of savings on gas for every $100 spent on groceries. For quality service and freshness, shop Pequot Lake Super Value. Good luck, area teams.
And we are back on the Station 371 pregame show. Devin Kruger, Paul Learned with you as Pine River-Backus is out in the field, and left-hander Cole Oberfell ready to deal as we give you the starting lineups. And our coverage today also brought to you by Country Dock Veterinary Clinic in Pine River, Tremolo Communications, Backus Locker, Laco Heating and Air in Pine River, and Watt Computer Solutions in Jenkins. Here is your lineup for the Lake Park-Audubon Raiders. Kent Benson in his 4th year as head coach for the Raiders. First game of the year, and young is the key word. At the top of the order at second base, freshman Austin Francis. Freshman left fielder Tate Slaughterhoff bats second. Hitting third behind the plate, freshman Carson Ulrich. The starter for LPA will be the lone senior on the roster, Carter Hendrickson, and he'll bat cleanup. And batting fifth at shortstop, freshman Isaac Hemans. Batting sixth at first base, freshman Ian Ulrich. Batting seventh, freshman third baseman Isaac Jones. Hitting eighth in center field, 7th grader Henry Kraus. And rounding out the order for Lake Park Audubon is 8th grade right fielder Jeremiah Sucic. That's 1 senior, 6 freshmen, an 8th grader, and a 7th grader in the lineup for Lake Park Audubon. Francis, Schlotterhoff, Carson Ulrich, Hendrickson, Hemans, Ian Ulrich, Jones, Kraus, and Sucic. Cole Oberfeld, left-hander junior for the Pine River-Backus Tigers. Tigers in the black jerseys, white pants. Lake Park Audubon, red jerseys and white pants. As we are ready for our opening pitch, we'll give you the PRB lineup when they come up in the bottom half. The left-hander Oberfeld to Andrew Volk behind the plate, and the first one zips inside. It's ball 1 to Francis, leading off for the LPA Raiders. The Pine River-Backus defense, you have Oberfell on the mound, Andrew Volk behind the plate, Dalton Myers at first, Ozzie Swinajewski at second, Eli Abraham at third, Jonathan Sjogren the shortstop as the 1-0 drops low, and it's 2-0 to Francis. And your outfielders left to right for the Tigers today, Owen Dable, Grady Mongan, and Brody Mongan. Here's the 2-0, and that one is in on the outer half for a strike, and it's 2 balls and a strike to the leadoff man, Austin Francis. Thanks to Station 371 for sponsoring our pregame show as we are underway on a gorgeous Friday afternoon. And now a fastball misses upstairs, and Oberfell falls behind Francis 3-1. Will be interesting to see how these young guys, how their discipline at the plate is. Here's the 3-1 from Oberfell, and that one breaks in for a strike through the off speed, even
nice
on 3-1.
There, yeah.
Oberfell works pretty quick. Volk with the sign. Here's the payoff pitch, and that one is low and outside, and Francis draws a lead-off walk for the LPA Raiders. Now we'll bring up the freshman left fielder, Tate Schlotterhoff. Coach Benson calls Schlotterhoff out of the box so he can give the signs down at the third base coach's box. So an early runner on, not a very big lead at all by Francis with Myers holding. Here's the kick, and there's Oberfell, and he lost his footing, and
wrong with the
that's going to be a balk. I remember the assistant coach for Pine River-Backus was looking at the mound, and they were seeing what shape it was in. Sometimes it can get tricky, but something went wrong with the footing, and Oberfell fell over off balance, and without throwing the pitch, a balk is awarded. So now Francis is in scoring position at second base as we await the first pitch to Schlotterhoff. Now here's the kick of the pitch, and he bends one in for a strike. That's a little bit of a Slider type pitch, starts on the outside, curved over nicely. It's 0-1. Middle infielder is playing a little cat and mouse. Francis not off the bag too much from the stretch. Here's another bender, and this one bounced to the left side. That one's going to get through past a diving Sjogren. Coach Benson's going to hold the runner at third, as a nice job coming in quickly from left field was Owen Dable, but first hit of the game as Schlotterhoff singles to left. Francis moves up to third, and this young LPA squad has an early threat here in the top of the first. 2 on with nobody out for the freshman catcher, Carson Ulrich. Volk will give the signals to the infield. Middle infielders playing even with the bags. Double play ball, they'll give up a run, but they want to give them a chance to come home. Runner at first takes off. The pitch from Oberfeld, swing and a miss, and it's a fake throw from Volk. So Schlotterhoff goes to second. That will be defensive indifference without a play. It's strike one to Carson Ulrich as he took a good hack at the opening pitch from Oberfeld. Second and third now for Lake Park Audubon, and Pine River-Backus will bring the infield in. Nobody out. Here's the pitch, and here's a late swing and a miss as Oberfeld got the fastball by Ulrich. It's 0-2. Tigers looking for a big out here, perhaps, with the senior Henriksen in the on-deck circle. Here it comes, and here's a swing, a little flare, right field, base hit. This will bring in 2 as Lake Park Audubon starts things off on a great note as the first 3 freshmen reach base, and they get 2 on the board.
Pretty impressive start.
The leadoff walk followed by the single, and Carson Ulrich on an 0-2 pitch. Just a nice, easy loft to right field over the second baseman's head. Even if Pine River-Backus wasn't playing up, that one probably still clears Swidajewski at second. And it's a 2-run single for Carson Ulrich. That brings up the lone senior in pitcher Carter Henriksen. Oberfeld, left-hander, steps, throws over to first, diving back safely is Carson Ulrich. Coach Benson, we just heard that pregame interview. He said he liked how the team hit in the cages.
Yeah, this is their first time hitting outdoors.
Here's the pitch, and a fastball misses high on Henriksen, and Oberfeld falls behind 1-0.
I'd say they're acclimating pretty well.
So far, so good.
So far, yeah.
And Oberfeld's, that bender's nice, has some decent velocity, but they've been on it. Now here's another fastball that misses high out of the stretch. It's 2-0 to Henriksen. And Lake Park Audubon with a 2-0 lead early here in Pine River. Nobody out here in the top of the first. Henriksen aboard first. Ulrich aboard first. And this one bends in as Oberfeld went back to the off speed and got the outside half. It's 2-1. Well, Coach Donnell made a joke that the stands were full, but I'll tell you what, we got a nice little crowd here.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Beautiful Friday afternoon. Slight breeze. Here's the pitch and the bender. This one swung on and fouled back. 2-2 now to Henriksen as Oberfeld brings the count back to even.
I'm just keeping an eye out for that popcorn vendor that he was talking about.
Yeah. They usually don't. Usually we're so late though. They don't. It's nice when they leave a bag for us.
Yeah.
Here's a quick flip of a wrist throw. Oberfeld trying to catch Ulrich a step towards second base. Didn't step towards first. Just a quick flip of the arm. Throws a little high. Meyer's tag was a bit late. Here comes the 2-2. Runner goes. Strike 3 called. The throw down to second will not be in time. The Tigers get the first out as Henriksen is caught looking. Carson Ulrich will swipe second base on a 2-2. He was expecting that off-speed pitch. Volk's throw was to the first base side. And now it's a runner at second with 1 out here in the top of the first inning. Just realized I didn't take pregame off the screen. Not that anybody's just staring at the screen here on yourliveevent.com. Now here's a first pitch strike to the number 5 batter, Isaac Hemans, the freshman shortstop. First 3 reach safely, 2 runs in for Lake Park Audubon, and there's a fastball on that one is a called strike 2. Runner at second in Carson Ulrich. Here's the 0-2, swinging a pop foul. That'll carry out of play. Stays 0-2 to Isaac Hemans with Ian Ulrich on deck. Oberfeld checks in with Volk. Ulrich will take a decent lead off of second base with nobody holding. Another 0-2 on the way, and that one right over. Strike three called. Back-to-back backwards Ks in the book for Cole Oberfeld. And there's 2 down now here in the top of the first. 2-0 Lake Park-Audubon, and now with 2 outs, Carson Ulrich, who is the catcher. Coach Kent Benson waits until there are 2 outs, and now he wants to put in a courtesy runner. And there's a delay with whoever the courtesy runner was going to be coming out of the dugout, as there was only 1 player listed. Oh, maybe now the umpires are going to say, let's go. Home plate umpire still behind home plate, or did they? No, it's still Carson Ulrich out at second base. It looked like Coach Benson wanted to do a courtesy runner, but nobody came out of the dugout, so not sure what. There's some confusion there, and now we're ready. So Ulrich's going to stay on second himself with 2 outs for Ian Ulrich, the first baseman, and the first pitch fastball misses wide. It's 1-0. 2-0 Lake Park-Audubon, top first, just underway. Had a little bit of a delayed start. Here's the step in the pitch, and a late swing and a miss, 1-1. One ball, 1 strike. Oberfeld he was working with some rhythm, and here's the 1-1, and that one was off the glove of Volk. That was called a ball outside, and that will be a pass ball that allows Carson Ulrich to advance to third with 2 outs here in the top of the first. That one did not miss the plate by a whole lot, but Volk just didn't quite get the glove out wide enough and clipped the top, and back to the backstop it went, right towards us, actually. 2 balls and a strike. Here it comes, and here's a swing and a miss on the breaking ball. 2-2 to Ian Ulrich. First 3 reached, then back-to-back strikeouts for Oberfeld. He checks. Here is the pitch, and that is just wide. Did not miss by much.
That looked like a pretty good pitch. Would have been hard to lay off that one.
With a left-handed pitcher, he bends that towards the outside, so the ump ruled it stayed just wide as it crossed, and now one drops low, and Oberfeld will lose Ulrich to a walk. The second walk issued this inning. It's runners at the corners again for Lake Park-Audubon. 2 in for the Raiders here in the top of the first, 2 outs. And stepping in is freshman third baseman Isaac Jones. After back-to-back strikeouts, another walk issued. Ian not far off the first base bag at all, and with 2 outs, I don't know if he'll take the chance. I don't think he's going to be taking the chance to run.
I doubt it.
First pitch inside to Isaac Jones, 1-0. Very good start for this young Lake Park-Audubon team. Here's the step and the pitch, and that fastball hits the inside edge, 1-1. At third, Carson Ulrich, who delivered the 2-run single to put the Raiders on the board here this inning. Here's the 1-1, and that one bends over the outer half, 1-2. Beautiful pitch there by Oberfeld.
That was beautiful.
Tigers defense rallying, seeing if Oberfeld can close this one out. Here comes the 1-2, and swing and a miss. Oberfeld strikes out the side, but not before Lake Park-Audubon grabs an early lead. Here in the top of the first for the Raiders, 2 runs on 2 hits. Highlighted by the 2-run single by Carson Ulrich. There were no errors on the Tigers, and there were 2 runners left on base. We will head to the bottom of the first inning, and it is Lake Park-Audubon 2 and Pine River-Backus coming up. Coverage on YourLiveEvent.com today, brought to you in part by Bliss Salon and Boutique in Pequot Lakes, 218 Fitness in Pine River, Sherwood Florist and Garden Center in Pine River, Plumbing Etc. in Pine River, Barnum's Pine River Napa, and Northland Steam Cleaners in Pine River.
Way more than bowling at Community Bowl and Pizzeria in Pine River. Community Bowl and Pizzeria serves the best pizza in the Lakes area. Or feast on burgers, great appetizers, huge calzones, hoagies, and wings. They invite you to bring the whole family in for a great time. Open bowling offered 7 days a week. Ask about joining a league. Moonlight Bowling is every Saturday evening. Ask about group rates, birthday parties, and other specials at Community Bowl and Pizzeria, downtown Pine River, 218-587-3100.
Shrub X.
We welcome you back here to Pine River. Devin Kruger, Paul Learned with you as the Lake Park-Audubon Raiders grab a 2-0 lead as we head to the bottom of the first inning. Now let's give you the batting order for the Pine River-Backus Tigers. 0-1 on the season. Again, started the year yesterday with a loss to Bertha Hewitt-Verndale 12-1 for head coach Mike Donnell. Leading off will be junior second baseman Ozzie Swidajewski. Batting second, senior third baseman Eli Abraham. Cole Oberfeld doing the pitching for the Tigers. The junior will bat third. Right behind him, his battery mate, junior Andrew Volk, who's catching, hits cleanup. Batting fifth at first base is senior Dalton Myers. In the sixth spot is junior right fielder Brody Mongan. Batting seventh at shortstop, junior Jonathan Sjogren. Hitting eighth, the junior left fielder Owen Dable. And rounding out the order for the Tigers, senior center fielder Grady Mongan. For the Tigers today is Swidajewski, Abraham Oberfeld, Volk, Myers, Brody Mongan, Sjogren, Dable, and Grady Mongan. Getting the start for Lake Park-Audubon is their lone senior Carter Hendrickson. The right-hander getting set. Of course, Carson Ulrich, the catcher, was on third when the inning ended, so he had to put all the gear on. They'll allow them a extra pitch or two to get him warmed up. As Ozzie Swidajewski will lead off. He was 0 for 2 yesterday. Looks like he drew a walk because his on-base percentage is .333. Last year, he hit .258 with a pair of doubles and 6 RBIs. Lake Park-Audubon, first 3 batters reached. A 2-run single by Carson Ulrich grabbed the 2-0 lead. And now we'll see if the Tigers can answer.
Yes, we will. Yeah, those were some pretty impressive strikeouts he had there to get those 3 outs last or at the top of the inning.
I'll be interested to see as the game goes on if Oberfeld has another breaking ball. We didn't really see anything of a changeup. Just kind of he had the fastball and then he had that breaking ball. And of course, you know a lot of times in Class A ball, it's not uncommon to see a pitcher really just have the 2 pitches. Sure. So I'm interested to see if he's got more. He's
got a little more, yeah.
Yep. The senior Hendrickson is ready, and as Ozzie Swidajewski steps in, and the first pitch is a fastball in the dirt, heading to the backstop, and it's ball 1 for Swidajewski. You know, and on the flip side, Paul, when you have a team with Lake Park-Audubon, and again, Coach Kent Benson, he made it very, very clear that they're not using their youth as an excuse. As here's a fastball swung on late and lined foul. It's 1-1 on Swidajewski. But I'm kind of, you get a start like that, you want to get 3 quick outs and get back to bat. If Pine River-Backus puts together a big inning, it takes a ton of momentum away.
Absolutely.
Here's the 1-1 to Swidajewski, and that fastball across the knees.
Nice looking pitch.
Hendrickson, Coach Benson said, got a little bit of pitching duty last year, but not a whole lot. He gets ahead of the leadoff man, 1-2 to Swidajewski. Shakes off the first sign from Carson Ulrich. Now here it comes, and a fastball swinging a dribbler foul. Actually heading right back towards Eli Abraham in the on-deck circle. It'll stay 1-2. Couple of strikeouts, 3 strikeouts, 2 walks from Oberfeld in that first inning. Here's the 1-2, swinging a high pop. That one is back, and that one's going to get out of play. Look out, Porta Potty.
Yeah, right.
You just never know.
Yeah, right. There's a tree right back there. It could ricochet off and hit us in the back of the
That's
head.
right. Well, give me in the back, not in the front. The 1-2 is spiked in the dirt. 2-2 now. As one thing as a leadoff batter, sometimes you're tasked with make them throw a lot of pitches, let the other hitters see what they've got, and Swidajewski is doing that so far. Cole Oberfell threw 30 pitches in that first inning for PRB. This will be pitch number 7 of this at-bat. The 2-2 to Swidajewski, swinging a pop-up. This one is foul territory behind the plate. Carson Ulrich eyes it up and in and out of the glove. And the at-bat stays alive as Swidajewski will live to see another one. I've been doing this a long time, Paul, and I can't tell you how many times I've been told that as easy as that looks, that is one of the hardest plays to make in baseball.
Absolutely.
When you're a catcher and that ball goes straight up behind you.
Throwing that mask off. Yeah.
We'll see if...
yourself. A lot going on back there.
Oh, yeah. Here's another 2-2, and Swidajewski watches strike 3, and there's one away here in the bottom of the first. I learned that if they have a play like that and then the batter reaches, then you credit the error, but not unless they reach base.
Okay.
Here's Eli Abraham, senior third baseman, and the first pitch from Hendrickson is bounced and it's ball 1. That was what it took me a lot of years for somebody to clarify.
Yeah.
Because technically it would be, if it allowed him on base, then that error counts.
Yeah, sure.
1 ball, no strikes to Eli Abraham. Nobody on, bottom of the first. 1 away, and a fastball low, and Hendrickson falls behind Eli Abraham 2-0. Eli was 0 for 2 yesterday in the loss to BHV. Hit .313 last year with 10 driven in and 1 double. Here's a pitch, and that one above the letters. And Abraham gets way in front of Hendrickson. 3 balls, no strikes. Talked about the youth of Lake Park-Audubon. Pine River-Backus 3 seniors, 6 juniors in their starting 9 as Hendrickson misses low, and after the leadoff strikeout, Eli Abraham draws the free pass on 4 pitches, and Pine River-Backus has a base runner with 1 out. Brings up the junior Cole Oberfell. Oberfell was 1 for 3 yesterday. Last year hit .209. Eli Abraham takes the lead off first. First pitch, and here's a swing and a bouncer. Left side. Nice hop to third. The throw to second is wide. It heads to right field. The throw from the third baseman was wide from Isaac Jones, and Eli Abraham will head over to third, and Pine River-Backus will look to take advantage of an extra out as the error allows Abraham to advance to third. Fielder's choice will be awarded to Cole Oberfell. So Abraham on, as that'll be an E5 in the scorebook. The throw from Isaac Jones trying to hit Francis at second was wide on the left field side. And Pine River-Backus is going to have a courtesy runner for Oberfell, the pitcher, as heading over to first base is Reese Trumbull. So Trumbull will courtesy run for Oberfell. Runners at the corners for Pine River-Backus. 1 out. Bottom of the first inning. 2-0 Lake Park-Audubon. Stepping in, junior catcher Andrew Volk. Trumbull heads for second, and it's fouled back towards the trees and bouncing towards the vehicle. Strike 1 on Volk. Volk was 1 for 2 yesterday with a double and an RBI. Drove in the only run for the Tigers. Volk last year hit .200 with a couple of doubles and 2 driven in. Here's the 0-1. Runner goes, and a fly lifted to short left center field right on the edge of the grass. In and out of the glove. The throw will go to second. They will get the force there. Pine River-Backus will score a run. Volk will be on via the error. Although they get the out at second base for Trumbull, as backpedaling was Isaac Hemans, had it pop right out of his glove. Eli Abraham will score. Volk is at first. We'll see if Coach Donnell has a courtesy runner for his catcher. It looks like Volk will run for himself. So it's 2-1 with 2 outs, runner on first for the senior first baseman, Dalton Myers. And the first pitch, Myers swings and fouls that one back out of play. I think the Cars like the protection from the trees.
Yeah, those trees were obviously strategically placed.
Dalton Myers last season hit .240 with a couple of doubles and 3 driven in. He's behind the count 0-1. Volk a good lead at first. Here's the pitch, and that one, a fastball that misses outside, 1-1 to Myers. Looks like Myers did not play in yesterday's game for the Tigers. 2 outs. Here's the 1-1, and here's a liner right back up the middle. Just skimmed off the top of Henriksen's glove. Heading to second will be Volk. It'll be first and second for PRB with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first.
Nice hit there. Right over the pitcher's head.
First hit for the Tigers here in the bottom of the first. Brings up the junior right fielder, Brody Mungan. Brody yesterday was 0 for 1. Coach Mike Donnell is now going to courtesy run for the catcher, so he didn't do it at first base, but at second base, now he's going to send in Torrin Desmond. So Desmond will run for Volk at second with 2 away. With Myers aboard first. Brody Mungan last year hit .286 for the Tigers. Here's the first pitch from Henriksen, and that one misses high for a ball, 1-0. Brody last year had 1 double and 1 RBI. Didn't have a whole lot of chances at the plate. 14 at bats officially. 1 ball, no strikes. Here's the pitch. And that fastball misses out wide. 2-0 to Mungan. Jonathan Sjogren would be next. 2-1 Lake Park-Audubon with 2 down and 2 board here in the bottom of the first. It's been an active first inning, that's for sure. Here's the pitch. And that one misses outside. It's 3-0 to Brody Mungan. Lake Park-Audubon got the 2 in the top half. Tigers trying to have a little 2-out magic. First run was unearned. Here's the 3-0, and here's a swing as the green light was flashing for Brody Mungan on 3 balls, no strikes, and he fouled it off. You know, early in the season, a situation like this, I don't mind at all telling a hitter, you know what? You see one you like on 3-0, go for it.
Take it.
Here's the 3-1, and that one a called strike 2 as Mungan thought it was outside. Now the count is full. 2 outs, runners will get a head start. As the senior Carter Henriksen trying to settle back in for Lake Park-Audubon. Here's the payoff pitch, and that one is down low, and it's a walk issued to Brody Mungan. The bases will be loaded with 2 away. Second walk issued this inning by Henriksen. That'll bring in Jonathan Sjogren, the junior shortstop. Sjogren was 1 for 2 yesterday. Last year hit .250 with only 8 at-bats. Got himself an RBI. He's got a chance here. 2 outs, bases loaded. Henriksen from the full windup. The first pitch, check swing, he misses high. His bat looks like an inverted pencil.
You're right, it absolutely does.
Who designed that one for Jonathan Sjogren? Here's the 1-0, and he swings and misses. Chased one, it's 1-1. Everybody's making a big deal out of the torpedo bats that the Yankees are using.
Yes, they are.
How about a pencil bat for Jonathan Sjogren? 1 ball, 1 strike from Henriksen. Swinging a fly right center. This is dropping. This is falling. This is going to be extra bases. 1 run is in. Myers is around third. He's going to score. Coming around third is Brody Mungan. The throw will go to second as stepping and stopping at first was Sjogren, and he clears the bases to put the Tigers up 4-2. I said extra bases. I thought for sure Sjogren was going to end up at second. He stopped at first.
Yep.
But he brings in Desmond from third, Myers from second, Mungan all the way around from first. As that's a 3-run single by Jonathan Sjogren, and the Tigers have answered and then some. Pine River-Backus now leads 4-2 as the inning continues.
Beautiful hit right off of the metal that holds the eraser onto that bat.
Here's a first pitch fastball strike to junior left fielder Owen Dable. Dable last year had just 3 at-bats. He went 0 for 3. Yesterday went 0 for 2. Looking for his first varsity hit, I believe. 2 away in the bottom of the first with a lot happening. Runner goes, pitch misses inside, no throw. Sjogren steals second with ease. 1-1 to Owen Dable as he is the 8th batter of the inning for Pine River-Backus, now leading 4-2. Hendrickson back into the stretch. Good lead by Sjogren. He's got good speed on those pads. Long look back. Now the 1-1 and a swing and a miss. Dable swung through it. It's 1-2. Lake Park-Audubon with 2 in the top half. The Tigers with a good response. Here's the 1-2. Runner goes. Ball is down low, and Sjogren's going to steal third. On the 1-2, not sure if he was just anticipating an off-speed pitch or that it was just going to be out of the zone. And with nobody covering, of course, you see a lot of those big secondary leads at second base, and he just kept going.
Took advantage.
Here's the 2-2, and that fastball upstairs, and the count full to Owen Dable. Grady Mongan is on deck. Seeing if the Tigers can bat around here in the bottom of the first. Hendrickson looks into Carson Ulrich. Payoff pitch. Here it comes. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And the Tigers are down in the bottom of the first. Second strikeout of the inning for Carter Hendrickson, but the Tigers with 4 runs across in the bottom of the first inning. They did it on just 2 hits. There were 2 errors, and none of the runs were earned with 1 runner left on base. High school baseball Section 5A matchup. After 1, Pine River-Backus 4, Lake Park-Audubon 2. As we're back to Pine River right after this. This is high school baseball on yourliveevent.com.
Is ready to serve you with any excavation project. Shrump Excavating provides residential and commercial new construction site prep, demolition, road and driveway construction, basement septic system design and installation, stump or brush removal, and delivery of sand, gravel, rock, dirt, and more. 42 years and still digging it right. Shrump Excavating will have your project done right and on time. Serving Pine River, Backus, Pequot Lakes, and all the surrounding communities. Shrump Excavating LLC. Online at shrumpexcavating.com.
We are back here in Pine River. Devin Kruger, Paul Learned, making his baseball debut for yourliveevent.com.
Couldn't have asked for a better day to make my debut.
Yeah, I've got the coat handy as you do.
I do.
I'm kind of hoping we don't have to use it.
Yeah, I feel like it's actually gotten a little bit warmer since I showed up.
Yeah, well, thanks for bringing that with you. Here's the first pitch, top of the second inning. Pine River-Backus leading 4-2, and 8-9-1 due up for Lake Park-Audubon. Cole Oberfell, the lefty, dealing. First pitch, swing and a miss by the center fielder Henry Kraus. Second pitch, same result. 7th grade center fielder for LPA. He's down 0-2. Here's the pitch from Oberfell, and there's a swing and a miss. 3 pitches, and that is 4 strikeouts. All the outs so far have been via the K in the book for Cole Oberfell. 1 away here in the top of the second. Brings up the 8th grade right fielder, Jeremiah Sucic. Left-handed batter, lefty here. And the first pitch from Oberfell bends it right across the midsection, and you could tell Sucic, he just kind of froze and leaned back a little bit on that breaking ball from Oberfell. 0-1 with the bases empty, and here's a late swing and a miss. Brought the pitch down just a little bit. Sucic swung underneath. Oberfell quickly had 0-2, and this is Oberfell's tempo. He likes to work quickly. Here's the 0-2, and a bender swung on and missed, and it's back-to-back strikeouts to start the bottom of the second inning. Top of the second inning. 2 away with nobody on as we roll it back to the top. Austin Francis walked and scored. Pine River-Backus leading 4-2 here in the top of the second. Oberfell winds and fires, and that fastball misses low, ball one. So that'll take out the immaculate inning opportunity. 3 strikeouts on 3 pitches for 3 batters.
Right.
I've seen it just like a couple of times. Next pitch, fastball outside, 2-0. Seen it maybe a few more times in softball.
Oh, yeah.
You get a dominant pitcher that just
too.
mows through somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the 2-0. That one misses wide, and after back-to-back strikeouts, Oberfell falls behind Francis 3-0. Francis, part of that 2-run first for LPA. Here comes a 3-0. Oberfell takes something off with that bender and leans it over for a strike. It's 3-1. No doubt about it, both of these teams would love a much quicker inning out in the field here in inning number 2. And now here's one off the handle, just clearing the fence. Good heads up. Fans paying attention. That's always good to see.
Out his glove.
He's ready to go.
Yeah, right.
Looks like a future varsity player for the Raiders. Full count to Austin Francis. The Brender swung on and missed, and it's a 3-up, 3-down, 3 strikeout inning for Cole Oberfell and the PRB Tigers. Top of the second, no runs, no hits, nobody left for Lake Park-Audubon, and it stays Pine River-Backus 4, Lake Park-Audubon 2. Coverage today brought to you in part by Bliss Salon and Boutique in Pequot Lakes, Watt Computer Solutions of Jenkins, and Laco Heating and Air in Pine River. We'll head to the bottom of the second right after this here on YourLiveEvent.com.
Tomorrow is happening right now. Today, more than ever, the world needs safe, secure, sustainable, and affordable sources of energy. That's why Enbridge is advancing new technologies to reduce emissions, like carbon capture and hydrogen power. By putting in the work today, we're bridging to a cleaner energy future. Tomorrow is on. Enbridge. Life takes energy.
Restock on food, fuel, and bait at locally owned Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Station 371 is stocked with bait, tackle, and snacks for your fishing excursions, quality Cenex gasoline, and off-road diesel. Their inside and outside car washes are open. Make sure to stop by to keep your car shining bright in the sun. Don't forget your fishing and hunting license. Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Thank you for supporting local business.
We welcome you back as we go to the bottom of inning number 2. A much quicker top half of the inning for Pine River-Backus defensively. Now Lake Park-Audubon will try to do the same here in the bottom half. Senior Carter Hendrickson will get ready to deal to the 9, 1, and 2 batters after PRB brought 8 to the plate in the bottom of the first. Grady Mungan, the senior center fielder, will lead off. Then to the top with Swidajewski and Abraham. 4-2 lead for PRB, and the first pitch misses inside from Hendrickson, ball 1. Last year, Lake Park-Audubon won this meeting 5-2. First meeting in 15 years between these two clubs, and now Mungan chases one upstairs on a fastball at the shoulders. It's 1-1.
Did you call that game in 2009?
I did not. Yeah, 2009. No, wasn't quite up here then.
Not quite, huh?
Thankfully, a couple of websites can go back that far because I don't have to rely on just what I have.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you know who won that game? And what is he doing now?
I think Lake Park-Audubon won that game, but I didn't write it down because it was such a huge gap.
Oh, sure.
Here's a 2-1, and here's a line
Nice
drive
hit.
up the middle, base hit. Just a nice soft liner to center field, and Grady Mungan leads off the bottom of the second with a base hit. Grady last year at 125 had just 2 hits on the season, and he gets his second hit of the year today, so he's already matched last year. He leads off. He's aboard first for Swidajewski, who struck out his first time. Good lead over at first by Grady Mungan, tempting Hendrickson. He goes. Here's a square up on the bunt, and there will be no throw to second. Ball popped out of Carson Ulrich's glove. Swidajewski pulled back the bunt attempt as Grady Mungan speeds into second base for a stolen bag.
been watching him during between innings. He's got a pretty good arm back there for a catcher.
Especially for a freshman, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
Here's the 0-1, and Swidajewski keeps the bat up and takes above the letters for a ball, 1-1. A little bit of hazy cloudiness coming in. Get that sun back out.
No kidding.
Grady Mungan, good lead off a second, trying to keep him close as Francis. Now here's a pitch, and that one misses inside. 2-1 to Swidajewski. With Grady Mungan standing at second and PRB holding a 4-2 lead, there's nobody out here in the home second. Now with fastball swung and lifted to left. Camping is Schlotterhoff. Couple of hops to his left. He'll make the squeeze, and that's out number 1. Had to bring up Eli Abraham, who walked and came around to score. An errant throw allowed Abraham to be safe at second on a fielder's choice, and then took third. Was able to come in and score the first run of the day for PRB. Tigers lead at 4-2 over the Raiders. Hendrickson with the quick kick, and that one swung on and missed. Now the ball dropped by Carson Ulrich, and heading to third, that'll be a pass ball, and Grady Mungan heads to third base as it's 0-1 on Abraham. And Coach Ken Benson said, the first game of the year, he said there's going to be a lot of coaching with these guys. Spirits are definitely up with this LPA team, especially getting a couple of runs scratched across in the first. Here's the 0-1, and here's a late swing and a bouncer back towards the middle. Scooped up at short, the throw to first in. That one is past the first baseman. That arrow will be on the first baseman. The throw looked like it was on target from Hemans, and Ian Ulrich just didn't quite get the glove in the right spot.
Just under the glove.
So Mungan will score. That will be an earned run as Abraham will reach first and head to second on the error. Unfortunately for him, that means he doesn't get credited with the RBI, but does the job nonetheless. The error charged to the first baseman, so that is error number 3 in the first pitch. Here's a swing and a pop back out of play by Cole Oberfell. Oberfell reached on a fielder's choice and then was forced off of his courtesy runner, was forced off a second. 5-2, Pine River-Backus now here in the bottom of inning number 2. 1 out with Abraham at second, and it's 0-1 on Oberfell. We have more Pine River-Backus Tigers coverage coming on Monday with baseball and softball.
Am I with you for that game?
I think you and I are in Pillager. Here's a breaking ball from Hendrickson and a good hole by Oberfell. Slider that started on the outside part of the plate and dove low and away. Oberfell able to watch it the whole way. Softball will be out at McGregor. Baseball is at Sabika. Both of those here on yourliveevent.com as Hendrickson's fastball to Oberfell misses inside. 2-1 now for the Tigers pitcher. Eli Abraham standing aboard second. Hendrickson from the stretch. The 2-1, and that one inside, or excuse me, in on the inner half. 2-2. Pine River-Backus girls today are at Bertha Hewitt Verndale, where the boys were yesterday. Here's the 2-2 to Oberfell, and that fastball wide of the mark. Full count to Oberfell. Sometimes tough to get score updates for spring sports. If anybody's got a beat on that girls game, let us know. Here's a payoff pitch to Oberfell, and that one outside. Carson Ulrich able to keep that one in front. Oberfell draws the walk. He's on board again. Third walk issued by Carter Hendrickson, the senior. Coach Kent Benson giving some instruction for his guys as with runners at first and second, here comes Andrew Volk. We're going to get Trumbull
running for Oberfell.
So the courtesy runner aboard again. Volk reached due to an error, popped one up right on the lip of the grass. And the shortstop, Isaac Hemans, had it pop right out of his glove. Volk ended up coming around to serve his courtesy runner. Desmond came around to score. First pitch is a called strike, 0-1. 5-2 Tigers, bottom of 2. Grady Mongan led off with a single, came in to score. 2 on with 1 out. Carter Hendrickson for the LPA Raiders fires a fastball, swung on. That one popped foul out of play. And he gets in front of Volk. No balls, 2 strikes. Following today's game, stick around for our post-game recap, notes, numbers, and the awards. Hendrickson looks in. Here comes the 0-2 and swinging a bouncer left side. Isaac Jones right under his glove at third. It's another LPA error. Heading to home is Eli Abraham, the throw, and it is not in time. Heading over to third is Trumbull. He's rounding third. He's going to put on the brakes as Lake Park-Audubon commits another defensive error, allowing the Tigers to take advantage. Eli Abraham able to come around to score. We have to credit the error for Andrew Volk because we can't assume that Jones would. We will, but we can't really assume he was going to go to the third base bag. Andrew Volk is safe on the base pads, and now Volk will be courtesy run for as they'll bring Desmond back in for him. So Trumbull is at third. Eli Abraham scores for the second time today. Desmond is at second as the Tigers tack on another run here in the bottom of the second inning to lead it 6-2. There is 1 out. Here's Dalton Myers, and the first pitch down in the dirt, nicely blocked by Carson Ulrich. Myers laced a single up the middle his first time up, went right over the top of Hendrickson's glove, and he came around to score. Tigers lead at 6-2. Here's the 1-0, and here's a swing and a soft fly to right. It's Sucic coming in, and he won't get to it. Myers is going to be 2 for 2. He'll round first and stop there as 1 run is in. Here comes the second run, and that one will get no throw as Desmond did not hesitate going around third. Lake Park-Audubon caught sleeping a little bit on that as they do not throw home. Trumbull and Desmond score. It's a 2-run single for Dalton Myers. And Pine River-Backus has opened things up here in the bottom of the second, as it's now 8-2 with only 1 out. And those extra outs are definitely hurting.
The youth of the Lake Park-Audubon team is definitely showing a little bit here.
Now stepping in Brody Mongan, excuse me, and he takes a first pitch strike from Hendrickson, the lone senior for LPA. After him, goes all the way to freshman and below. Brody walked and scored in the first inning. 4 runs in the first, 4 runs here in the second, only 1 away. Dalton Myers at first. There's a fastball wide, 1-1 to Brody Mongan. Of course, the other thing with those extra outs, that's jacking up the pitch count of this senior starter, Hendrickson, who gets the opening day call.
Do they have another senior on the roster?
Nope.
That's it.
That's it. And the 1-1 misses. The one substitute that they have is listed as an 8th grader. Oh. So it's a senior, then a whole bunch of freshmen, a couple of 8th graders, and a 7th grader. They won't be playing a JV game today, and here's a swing and a pop back out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Brody Mongan, the junior right fielder. Pine River-Backus now with an 8-2 advantage. Dalton Myers actually getting a pretty good lead over there at first. We haven't seen Hendrickson throw, and there's a fastball on that one. A called strike 3. Strikeout number 3 for Hendrickson, and there's 2 away here in the bottom of the second. Grady Mongan led off with a single, and then a fly out to left from Swidajewski. Then the next 4 reached, 3 of them have come across. Myers at first with 2 outs for Jonathan Sjogren. And a first pitch swung, and that one was spiked in the dirt. That'll be a wild pitch. It'll be strike 1 on Sjogren as Myers heads to second. Sjogren cleared the bases with a 3-run single last inning. Ended up stranded at third. 8th batter of the inning again for Pine River-Backus. And now as Henriksen shook off the first sign, Sjogren called for time at the plate. Quick step out, quick step back in. 0-1. As here's a pitch and a breaking ball. That was a nice looking curve.
Yes,
that
it
one
was.
dove down and Sjogren swung over it.
He got him on that one.
No balls, 2 strikes to the junior shortstop. Quick peek at Myers. Henriksen dealing and a fastball. That one outside. That one hopped out of the glove of Ulrich, but not far enough for Myers to make a move. It's 1-2. I like that back-to-back curveballs, and he tried to freeze them by putting the fastball or at least maybe get him to chase. Put that one just off the outside edge. I really liked that pitch from Henriksen.
That was a good pitch.
Here's the 1-2, and a swing and a miss on the curve. It's in the dirt. The throw to first for the Twins. Carson to Ian Ulrich, and the 2-3 putout officially retires the side. But Pine River-Backus pushes 4 more across here in the bottom of the second inning. They did it on 2 hits. There were 2 errors again on Lake Park-Audubon. And with that, looks like we've got 2 of the 4 runs are earned. I'll verify that during the break. There was 1 runner left on, and after 2, it is 8-2 Pine River-Backus on your liveevent.com.
Insurance Agency is proud to support today's radio coverage. Hannikin Insurance has been serving families and businesses in central Minnesota for over 30 years. By working with an independent agency like Hannikin Insurance, the process of finding insurance that is appropriate for your goals and budget is simplified. Contact Hannikin Insurance Agency in Pine River, Little Falls, Piers, or Brainerd online at HannikinInsurance.com. Let Hannikin Insurance give you the peace of mind that comes from knowing your financial situation is secure.
The PRB Boosters are happy to sponsor coverage of the Tigers. Like the PRB Activities page on Facebook for information on Booster Club events and fundraisers. The Booster Club could use your help with great events and fundraisers, all giving back to the students of Pine River-Backus schools. For information, email prboosterclub1@gmail.com. Meetings are the first Monday of every month, 6 p.m. at the school. Good luck, Tigers, from the PRB Booster Club and all its members.
Great people.
We are back here in Pine River. Devin Kruger, Paul Learned with you as the Pine River-Backus Tigers, 4 in the first, 4 in the second, have an 8-2 lead. Cole Oberfell in the top of the second, 3 batters, 3 strikeouts on 12 pitches. Had a much smoother second inning, and I think for Pine River-Backus, it'll be interesting to see if he can continue that now.
Yeah, for sure.
Tate Schlotterhoff leads off, first pitch off the edge of the bat, foul.
Getting to the part of the order with a little more size.
2-3-4 due up for Lake Park-Audubon here in the top of the third. Tate Schlotterhoff, Carson Ulrich, and Carter Henriksen. Here comes the 0-1 to Schlotterhoff, swung, and that one popped foul and out of play. And Oberfell gets in front, 0-2. So far, every out has been a strikeout from Cole Oberfell today. Just at Lake Park-Audubon got a couple of hits and a couple of walks in the first that helped push 2 runs across. Here's the 0-2, and a swing and a miss, and chalk up another one for Cole Oberfell. Strikeout for out number 1 here in the third. Brings up Carson Ulrich, the freshman catcher who delivered the 2-run single to put the Raiders on the board in the first. Quickly into the windup is Oberfell. First pitch swung on and missed. That fastball was about at the ankles, and it's one thing, you're down by 6, and after, strikeout after strikeout, you don't, the Raider hitters just have to stay patient and wait for a good pitch. He chased on that one. Here's the 0-1, and that one well off the plate, 1-1. The breeze even stopped here for a little bit. I didn't want to jinx it. Here's a 1-1, and breaks it in for a strike. Threw that kind of slider sweeper and came over the outside edge.
And the breeze is back. Thanks.
Yeah, it's my fault. Here's the 1-2, and that one just a bit high. Carson Ulrich stays alive. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Overfell's been working in his up-tempo groove after a couple of hiccups in that first inning. Now is a big bender, and this one stays off the plate. Full count to Carson Ulrich. Oberfell has struck out 5 straight batters for LPA. Here comes the payoff pitch, and a swing, and it's off the handle foul. We'll do it again. No other game broadcast for our stations or with YLE tonight, but plenty of other action. Twins baseball taking on Detroit. As there's a fastball outside, and Carson Ulrich draws a walk to get Lake Park-Audubon a base runner with 1 out here in the top of the third. Tigers lead at 8-2. As Ulrich is aboard, here's Carter Hendrickson. He struck out his first time up. Twins and Tigers tonight, 6:30 pregame on KKI and FM 94.3. With 1 on and 1 aboard, or 1 out and 1 aboard, here's the first pitch, fastball strike, 0-1 on Hendrickson. Hendrickson checks down. Coach Benson just says, nope, let's go. Here's the 0-1, and that one just missed. It's 1-1. Oberfell checks in with Volk even out of the stretch. Oberfell works quickly. Myers holding the runner at first. Oberfell checks a couple times. Now sits, delivers, and a swing and a miss again. 1-2 on Hendrickson. Oberfell looking again. Steps. Now he's going to throw it over to first, and a dive back safely by Carson Ulrich. Always love watching left-handed pitchers and what moves they can come up with to try to deceive the runners and the advantage that they have.
Yes. He actually didn't miss him by too much.
No, and sometimes he doesn't even step towards. Last one time he just flipped it over with his arm, didn't even step towards the bag. 1-2 fastball is upstairs on Hendrickson. Now 2-2 to the LPA pitcher. Don't have anybody warming up yet for the Raiders. Here's the 2-2, and that one bends inside, and now the count full to Hendrickson. So it looks like Coach Benson is going to stick with his senior, at least to the, to start the bottom of the third. Right now, Oberfell laboring just a touch. Here's the full count pitch, swung on and missed. Yet another strikeout for Cole Oberfell. Number 8.
He's done that a couple of times tonight.
So with Carson Ulrich aboard first base, now stepping in is Isaac Hemans. He struck out his first time up. First pitch, fastball way up, 1-0.
Should invest in a radar gun.
That's just another thing to do that I don't need to. There's that snap throw
to pay attention to.
There's that snap throw to first, and Carson Ulrich able to belly flop back. 1 ball, no strikes to the freshman shortstop, Isaac Hemans. Runner goes, pitch, called strike. Volk, throw to second, and it is not in time. Throws a little bit in front of the bag and trying to make the catch and swipe back with Swidajewski. Dropped the ball in the process. Lake Park-Audubon gets a runner in scoring position. A second stolen base today by Carson Ulrich. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Hemans. Here it comes from Oberfell, a swing and one chop towards him. Well, actually went through the little opening in the fence by the dugout, right into some fans. 1-2. Everybody's good. I don't think they expected it to find that little gap, which is basically wide enough for a player to walk through, and that's it.
Not much more than that.
Here's a 1-2 and another one off the handle foul. Hemans stays alive at a ball and 2 strikes. At second base, Carson Ulrich. Top of the third inning. Volk gives the target. The 1-2 from Oberfell, and look out.
Oh.
Breaking ball went in, and The umpire said it hit the bat. The player saying it hit my hand. Isaac Heeman saying it hit his hand, and I don't know if that's one of those like in basketball, the hand is part of the ball.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the umpire thinks it just hit the bat, so.
Well, I mean, to be fair, the player didn't really sell it. He
really
didn't even take the hand off the bat, but he claimed it hit him in the hand, but they say the bat instead. 1-2, Heeman still in there. Carson Ulrich at second base, not a huge lead. Here's the pitch from Oberfell, swinging a liner to left. That's going to be a base hit. Owen Dable misplays a little bit. Rounding third is Carson Ulrich. The throw to Sjogren. He'll throw to second, and the throw will not be in time. Lake Park-Audubon gets one back here in the top of the third. Ulrich scores. That'll be an RBI single for Heemans. He goes to second on the throw. And Lake Park-Audubon quiets the K's at least for a little bit in the book. Makes it 8-3 in favor of Pine River-Backus. 2 outs here in the top of the third. The batter, Ian Ulrich. And the first pitch, a fastball just missed wide, 1-0. Ian walked his first time up in the first inning, so no official at-bat yet. Top of the third inning, here comes the 1-0, and that one high and wide, 2-0. Pitch count rising quickly on Oberfell here in the third. Had a couple of full counts and a couple extra pitches with Heemans before he delivered the single. Here's the 2-0 to Ian Ulrich, swinging a foul tip in and out of the glove of Volk. It's 2-1. 2 outs here in the top of the third. 8-3 Pine River-Backus. Heemans with a couple of hops off a second. Here comes the 2-1 swing and a miss. 2-2 now to Ian Ulrich. It's kind of funny, the coaching staff, when we were talking to them about the Ulrich twins, they said they don't even look like they're from the same family.
They don't.
Even body type-wise, they don't. Here's the 2-2. He's swinging a high pop right side. Swidajewski backpedaling towards first base, makes the catch, and the side is retired. Lake Park-Audubon pushes a run across here in the top of the third inning. 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on. We are through 2.5 here in Pine River, and our score is now Pine River-Backus 8 and Lake Park-Audubon 3. Coverage here of PRB Baseball on YourLiveEvent.com, brought to you in part by Backus Locker in Backus, Tremolo Communications, and Country Dock Veterinary Clinic in Pine River. We're back with more right after this. It's high school baseball on YourLiveEvent.com.
A wonderful place to live. Pine River, Backus, and PRB Schools. PRB Schools is a small school district with large district opportunities, providing activities and classes that involve students, making sure every student has everything to be successful. PRB Schools offers a variety of community education programs, a great way to learn new skills hands-on with others within the community, making connections with families, being involved with the community, becoming a community family. prbschools.org.
More big news from Wides Major Appliance in Brainerd. Wides announces a new line to offer you. Now, stop in to see the incredible line of appliances from Speed Queen. Speed Queens are tested to last 25 years, offers warranties up to 7 years parts and labor, and is the recommended brand by most service people. With Speed Queen and Crosley, plus service, parts, and used appliances, Wides is your one-stop appliance shop for major appliances without the major price. See Wides Major Appliance on Oak Street in Brainerd.
Save on your
We are back here in Pine River as the Lake Park-Audubon Raiders get a run in the top half of the third. So we go to the bottom of 3. It is Pine River-Backus 8 and Lake Park-Audubon 3. Leading off for Pine River-Backus here in the bottom of the third will be the number 8 batter, Owen Dable, and Grady Mongan and Ozzie Swidajewski due up as well. Tigers 4 runs in the first, 4 runs in the second. What, do we have walk-up music all of a sudden?
We do. They busted out the PA here.
Wow, somebody
an ago or so.
only took 3 innings. All right. Dable struck out his first time up against Carter Hendrickson, who gets the nod here at least to start the third, and he delivers a first pitch strike. It's 0-1. Mostly sunny day here in Pine River as the 0-1 as a fastball swung on and missed, and Henriksen quickly gets in front of Dable 0-2. These early season games makes a heck of a difference between a sunny and a cloudy day.
Oh, absolutely.
Yesterday, a lot of the fans were pretty miserable. Here's the 0-2, and that one just below the knees. Ooh, Hendrickson liked it.
That was a close one.
That was really close. Especially, the old adage is, remember, it crosses the plate, not where the catcher catches it.
That's true.
Here's a 1-2, and that bender, that one just missed high. He just missed low and then just missed high as it's 2-2 to Dable.
Couple of good-looking pitches.
Yeah, they were. Honestly, I don't know how Dable didn't cut at one of them. Right. Here comes the 2-2, and that one down in the dirt. And now Dable battles back to fill the count 3-2. Henriksen working fairly quickly. Gets the one he wants. And here's the pitch, and it's upstairs, and after falling behind 0-2, Owen Dable coaxes a walk to lead off the third. Fourth walk issued by Carter Hendrickson. Runner aboard for Grady Mongan, the senior center fielder, singled to lead off the second, came around to score. 1 on, nobody out, bottom 3, and an 8-3 Pine River-Backus lead. Ian Ulrich will hold the runner, and the way this field is positioned, Ian's kind of looking in the sun, so got to be careful if Hendrickson decides to throw over. We have not seen the pickoff move at all yet today by Carter Hendrickson. First pitch dips low for Grady Mongan. It's ball 1. 4 strikeouts, 4 walks for the senior right-hander for Lake Park-Audubon. There's a fastball right down Main Street, 1-1. Tigers 0-1 on the season, falling in their opener yesterday. Today is opening day for the Raiders with a long drive here to Pine River.
18 hours, he said.
Here's the 1-0, swung on and missed as Owen Dable takes off and steals second with ease. It's now 1-2 to Grady Mongan. He said 18 hours. Did he say, I think it was like an hour 50?
Hour 50. At first he said 18.
Yeah, that was funny.
Then said about an hour, 50 minutes.
Yeah, probably felt like that.
I'm sure it did.
1-2 to Grady Mongan, and now Henderson's going to step off.
On a school bus, not a coach bus.
Yeah, Dable at second after the leadoff walk and a stolen base. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Grady Mongan. Henderson stepped off to reset himself. Now he delivers. That one down low, nicely scooped by Carson Ulrich behind the dish. It's 2-2. Pine River-Backus Monday, we'll head to Sabika. We'll have coverage for that one right here on yourliveevent.com. Like our Lake Park-Audubon, back at it Tuesday against 10th ranked Nevis. Here's a swing and a bouncer. Ian Ulrich, the scoop. Good coverage by Carter Hendrickson. He will beat Mongan to the bag. That's a good fundamental play on the right side of the infield. 1-3-1 on the putout. Dable heads to third. Grady Mongan the first out here in the bottom of the third. Now to the top, Ozzy Swidojewski, 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a flyout to left. 8-3 in favor of Pine River-Backus in this Section 5 matchup. 1 out. And the first pitch to Swidojewski is a bender that stays high, 1-0. So it's the bottom of the third, already the third time at the plate for Ozzy Swidojewski, the second baseman. Middle infielders playing even with the bag. Corners behind the bag as here's the pitch down low. It's 2-0 to Swidojewski. So Lake Park-Audubon choosing not to have the infield drawn in. Down 5 runs here in the bottom of the third. I'm guessing it's just one of those things for Coach Benson. Again, just they want to make sure they're really focused on fundamentals and make the plays you can make.
Absolutely.
4 errors today committed by the Raiders, and here's a swing and a bouncer left side foul towards Coach Donnell.
It's really just execution from what I'm seeing. Looks like they know what they're doing. They're just not executing. The throws. They seem to be in the right position.
I think I overheard one of the coaches. They were talking about one of the plays where the ball went right underneath the glove at third, and I think I heard them talking about it in terms of there's a strike by Hendrickson, but If I heard it correctly, he was saying that he was thinking about the throw before the ball was in the glove.
Sure. Yep. That's going to happen with these younger players for
Yep.
sure.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Swidojewski. Here's the pitch. Look out. That one.
Over his head.
Yep. Swidojewski had to duck under. It's 3-2. You know, and I think you when you compare it to like football, is one of the mistakes when a receiver drops the ball. You know, you're talking about a professional athlete and they start turning their head before the ball's in your hand.
Yep. You see it just all the time. It's
the 3-2 to Swidojewski. That one down low, and Swidojewski draws the second walk of the inning. 5th walk issued by Hendrickson, and now runners at the corners for the Tigers, who have scored 4 runs in each of the first 2 innings. Here in the bottom of the 3rd, runners at the corners with 1 out for Eli Abraham, who does not have a hit, but he has walked. He's reached on an error, and both times has come around to score. Now he's a throw to first. Ball in and out of the glove of Ian Ulrich as it was thrown a bit towards second base, and Ian Ulrich just saved a run by at least getting the glove on it as Swidojewski dove back safe. LPA clearly expecting Swidojewski to take off towards second base. Tigers have 4 stolen bases so far. With Abraham, runner goes, and a foul line right back for strike 1. You'll have to get used to those, Paul.
Yeah, that startled me a bit.
Sometimes they're right at your face, and it's tough to remember that there is a fence there.
There is a fence.
Doesn't matter how long you do this either. I flinch every now and then, too. It's human reaction.
It's...
Once in a while I can hold. No balls and a strike to Eli Abraham. Runner goes. Here's a swing and a fly to center. Heading over, and that one's past the glove of the sprinting Henry Krause. Dable will come in to score. Swidojewski is heading to 3rd, and that'll be an RBI double for Eli Abraham. First extra base hit today as Abraham drives in Dable to make it 9-3 in favor of Pine River-Backus. Runners at 2nd and 3rd now with only 1 out for Cole Oberfell, who's 0 for 1 with a walk, but he's reached base both times. Here's the first pitch, and that one right in at the waistline, 0-1. And a little bend to it from Hendrickson. We've seen a good curveball from Hendrickson here and there.
Sure have.
Oberfell stays in. Here comes the 0-1, and here's a swing and a fly, foul right side. Nobody will get that. It'll be no balls, 2 strikes. Senior Hendrickson started this inning at 63 pitches through the first 2. I think Coach Benson's probably going to have to get somebody starting to warm up for LPA when they get out of this inning. Here's the pitch. That one down in the dirt. Carson Ulrich with a really nice block on that spiked curveball, keeping Swidojewski at 3rd base. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Oberfell.
That makes you wonder how deep their bullpen is.
Right. I mean, you know it's going to be a very young thrower, whoever they go to.
Right.
Here's the pitch to Oberfell, and that one off the plate outside, a bit low. 2-2 now to Cole Oberfell. 1 run in, Swidojewski at 3rd, Abraham at 2nd. A 9-3 Tigers lead, and they're in a good position to add to it. Looking in, here's the 2-2. Swinging a drive to center. Krause heading back, that's over his head. Oberfell got all of that. That's going to bring in 2 runs. The question is, where will Oberfell end up? He's going to head around second and put the brakes on there. It's a 2-run double, and it's 11-3 Pine River-Backus. Oberfell putting a charge into 1 deep to center. Bringing in Swidojewski. Abraham scores for the 3rd time. And Coach Kent Benson now doesn't have much choice. He is going to call time and head out to the mound to have a visit with Carter Hendrickson. And it looks like bringing the infield in. He hasn't necessarily signaled towards a change. 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd. 3 runs are in. Back-to-back doubles for Pine River-Backus as they now lead 11-3. Coverage today on yourliveevent.com, brought to you in part by Northland Steam Cleaners in Pine River, Barnum's Pine River Napa, and Plumbing, etc. in Pine River. We are going to have a change, so we will break. And we'll come back with a new pitcher for Lake Park-Audubon. Bottom of the third inning, 3 runs are in for Pine River-Backus, and they lead 11-3 here on yourliveevent.com.
Each week just by shopping at your locally owned Pequot Lake Super Value on Patriot Avenue in Pequot Lakes. Pequot Lake Super Value offers simple and convenient curbside pickup. Order online at shop.pequotlakesupervalue.com. We shop for you and you simply pick them up at our front door. Save on gas too, earning 10 cents of savings on gas for every $100 spent on groceries. For quality service and freshness, shop Pequot Lake Super Value. Good luck, area teams. There's way more than bowling at Community Bowl and Pizzeria in Pine River. Community Bowl and Pizzeria serves the best pizza in the Lakes area. Or feast on burgers, great appetizers, huge calzones, hoagies, and wings. They invite you to bring the whole family in for a great time. Open bowling offered 7 days a week. Ask about joining a league. Moonlight Bowling is every Saturday evening. Ask about group rates, birthday parties, and other specials at Community Bowl and Pizzeria, downtown Pine River, 218-587-3100.
Shrub Excavating LLC is ready to serve you with any excavation project. Shrub Excavating provides residential and commercial new construction site prep, demolition, road and driveway construction, basement septic system design and installation, stump or brush removal, and delivery of sand, gravel, rock, dirt, and more. 42 years and still digging it right. Shrub Excavating will have your project done right and on time. Serving Pine River, Backus, Pequot Lakes, and all the surrounding communities. Shrub Excavating LLC. Online at shrubexcavating.com.
Doing that. That would.
Sounds good. Back with you. It's 11-3. Pine River-Backus new pitcher for Lake Park-Audubon is freshman Isaac Hemans, who was at shortstop. And the first pitch is in for a strike on Andrew Volk. The senior Carter Hendrickson goes 2 1/3. Right now allows 11 runs on 6 hits. Had 5 walks and 4 strikeouts. Hemans in this one way outside. That one got away, and advancing to third will be Cole Oberfell. Excuse me, that's not Oberfell. That's going to be Trumbull. Trumbull pinch courtesy running again for Cole Oberfell. So Hemans drops in a first pitch strike, then the second one way out of the zone. Right now, out of the 11 runs, all 3 runs this inning are earned. And now here's a swing and a drive by Volk, deep left center field. That one's going to drop in. Trumbull will come in to score for the second time as Andrew Volk rips an RBI single. He's on for the third time, his first hit of the game. And quickly, Desmond hops out of the dugout to go courtesy run for Volk. As it is 12-3 in the bottom of the third, that will close the book on Carter Hendrickson. It'll be 12 runs. All 4 this inning are earned, so 12 runs, 5 earned. He threw, and here's a first pitch fastball to Dalton Myers up high for a ball from Hemans. He's got good velocity, though.
He does.
87 pitches for Hendrickson. 1-0 as here's the pitch. That fastball outside, and 2-0 on Dalton Myers. The senior first baseman, 2 for 2. Had a 2-run single last inning. Singled and scored in the first. 7th batter of the inning here. The bottom of the third. Tigers have pushed 4 runs across in each of the first 3 innings. They lead at 12-3, and now Carson Ulrich, the freshman battery mate, goes out and just has a quick word with Isaac Hemans. Runner on first is not Andrew Volk. It's Torin Desmond. Here's the 2-0, and that one inside and tight. Myers had to duck underneath. 3 balls, no strikes to the first baseman for the Tigers. Only 1 out in the inning. And now the pitch, and Myers taking a big cut on 3-0. Sometimes as a young pitcher, that's what Hemans just took a little off that. Just take a little off and get the control back, and Myers went after it. It's 3-1. Quickly into the windup. Here's a swing and a fly to center. Heading over, and that one is going to go over the head. It was right at Henry Krause, and that ball just sailed and went over, heading around third. Here comes Desmond. They're sending him home. Myers will pick up another RBI as the Tigers push the lead to 10 here in the bottom of the third. We talked earlier about how tough it is for a catcher when the ball is popped up behind you. They always say the toughest plays to make as an outfielder is when the ball is hit right at you, and we just saw that from the young center fielder, Henry Krause.
Didn't even have to move, just kind of froze him in spot there and just over his head.
Desmond scores for the 3rd time, and now we're going to get a pinch runner for Dalton Myers as Logan Tominski. So Logan Tominski will come in as a pinch runner. He's at second base. 13-3, Pine River-Backus here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. And stepping to the plate is Brody Mungan, who is 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored. Isaac Hemans pitching for Lake Park-Audubon. First pitch fastball high. I really like the velocity from this young man, though.
Yeah, for a young pitcher, he's got some good stuff.
And not a very big-bodied freshman either.
No, he's not.
I like that. He's got some zip. Of course, as you would expect. Sometimes it comes to just the control. Now here's one that's out wide off the glove. Off the edge of the glove of Carson Ulrich, and heading to third on the wild pitch will be Tominski. So Hemans comes in, gives up a 2-run double. A RBI single to Andrew Volk and a 2-run double to Dalton Myers. Hemans falls behind 2-0 to Brody Mungan. And the next one misses high, and it's 3-0. Brody, the junior right fielder, with a run across today. Still only 1 out in the inning. Here's the pitch from Hemans, and a swing and a foul back just over the fence. 3-1 to Brody Mungan. Well, the pattern had been 4 runs across with 8 batters to the plate the first 2 innings. Pine River-Backus has now surpassed that here in the 3rd.
They have.
Here's the 3-1 and a swing and a pop. This one to the right side, and that'll carry out of play as Hemans battles back and fills the count, 3-2. Jonathan Sjogren would be next, barring an inning-ending double play, where the Tigers would bat around here in the bottom of the 3rd. Again, Lake Park-Audubon won this matchup last year 5-2. Here's Hemans' full count pitch upstairs, and Mungan for the 2nd time draws a walk. So runners at the corners with 1 away for Jonathan Sjogren, who is 1 for 2. And now Coach Mike Donnell is looking at his roster, and he's going to get some guys some time here. Mungan, the right fielder, and Coach Donnell is going to send out Will Gould. So Will Gould will head to first base as a pinch runner. Logan Tominski is at 3rd. 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd. Jonathan Sjogren will step to the plate. He is 1 for 2. Had a 3-run single in the 1st. With 1 away, first pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1. Hemans with a good pitch on the outside edge. Devin Kruger, Paul, learned it with you here. High school baseball in a section matchup on yourliveevent.com. 13-3 Tigers. Here's the kick and the pitch, and that fastball misses outside. It's 1-1. With Tominski at third and Gould at first. Gould not much of a lead. Ian Ulrich is holding him on. Here comes the pitch. Here's a swing and a bouncer left side. Jones at third. He'll throw it to second, and it is in time. No chance for the double play. Another run comes across. Tominski scores. Gould is forced off 5-4, and it's a fielder's choice with an RBI for Jonathan Sjogren, his 4th RBI of the day. Makes it 14-3 in favor of Pine River-Backus. And stepping into for his second time here this inning is Owen Dable, who led the inning off with a walk. Came around to score on the RBI double by Abraham. First pitch from Heeman, swung, popped, foul. That'll get out of play. And Paul gets a lesson on what to do when they bat around and your scoreboard gets all messed up.
Oh, it was something that gave me anxiety earlier this week.
Just go to the next inning.
Game, here we go.
You just go to the next inning.
Just cross out the inning on top and move on.
That's exactly what you do. Good early lesson in your broadcasting
Right.
debut for YLE in baseball. Here's the 0-1, and the fastball from Heemans misses high, 1-1.
So what I'm really freaking out about is extra innings. Thank goodness we're not going to have to deal with that today.
But, well, don't.
You're right.
There's no lights at the field. If we get to that point, we're in trouble.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we'll run out of time
We would.
before we get there.
Sjogren swipes second, his 3rd stolen base of the day as the 1-1 sails high to Owen Dable. It's 2 balls and a strike to the junior left fielder for Pine River-Backus. 2 outs in the inning. And there's a fastball outside corner, strike 2 on Dable, 2-2. 5 runs across here. I think that's 6 runs across. They didn't put that one on the scoreboard. It should be 14-3.
You're right.
And the 2-2 from Heemans, and he bends one, and boy, that one must have just stayed high. That was a beauty from Heemans. That one, to me, I think should have been strike 3. Here's the payoff pitch. Runner goes. It's down low. Sjogren will swipe third for another stolen bag, and Dable draws a walk for the 2nd time this inning. 2 down, runners at the corners as the inning continues. Tigers lead at 14-3, and here's Grady Mongan, who grounded one to the right side for a ground out his first time up this inning. He's 1 for 2 with a run, and the first pitch fastball up high and inside 1-0. Isaac Heemans in relief of the starter Carter Henriksen. Carson Ulrich had to relace in one of the straps, and now he's good to go. 1 ball, no strikes to Grady Mongan. Here's the step, runner goes. Here's a fly ball to left, heading over and trying to make the diving catch. I don't know, it looks like he scooped it off the ground. He didn't act like he caught a great attempt by Tate Schlotteroff. But the ball just dropped in, and actually when you dive like that, he is fortunate that that ball didn't skip high and by him.
He could have given up at least 1 run there.
Sjogren comes in to score for the first time from third. That's going to be an RBI single by Grady Mongan, so he picks up his 2nd hit and first RBI. Stopping at second is Dable. It is 15-3, and here's the first pitch. Swidajewski pops one foul behind us, out of play, strike 1. Swidajewski has walked and scored.
Yeah, I think
here
they're
in this
still a
inning.
Score behind on the
They are.
scoreboard.
They don't ask my opinion, though, as often as they probably should. No. 15-3 in favor of PRB. This is the 12th batter of the inning. And here's a swing. Another foul back out of play. And Heemans quickly gets in front. No balls, 2 strikes to Swidajewski with Dable at second and Grady Mongan at first. Here in these last 4 or 5 batters, there's probably been 3 good chances to get out of the inning. Runner goes, swing, and a chopper foul as Coach Janelle and the Tigers continue to be very aggressive on the base pads, working, of course, it's early in the season. You're trying to work on things, get timing down.
Absolutely.
Now they have it 15-3 on the scoreboard. Somebody was listening over there. Still no balls, 2 strikes to Swidajewski. Here's the pitch and a swing and a miss. Got him to chase outside, and the inning is over as Isaac Hemans picks up his first strikeout. Tigers put a big one on the board again here in the bottom of the third as they push 7 runs across. They do it on 5 hits. There were some walks, but there were no errors in the inning by the Lake Park Audubon defense, and there were 2 runners left on base. We are through 3 here in Pine River, and it is now Pine River-Backus 15 and Lake Park Audubon 3. We'll return with more right after this here on YourLiveEvent.com.
Tomorrow is happening right now. Today, more than ever, the world needs safe, secure, sustainable, and affordable sources of energy. That's why Enbridge is advancing new technologies to reduce emissions, like carbon capture and hydrogen power. By putting in the work today, we're bridging to a cleaner energy future. Tomorrow is on. Enbridge. Life takes energy.
Restock on food, fuel, and bait at locally owned Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Station 371 is stocked with bait, tackle, and snacks for your fishing excursions, quality Cenex gasoline, and off-road diesel. Their inside and outside car washes are open. Make sure to stop by to keep your car shining bright in the sun. Don't forget your fishing and hunting license. Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Thank you for supporting local business.
Hannikin Insurance Agency is proud to support today's radio coverage. Hannikin Insurance has been serving families and businesses in central Minnesota for over 30 years. By working with an independent agency like Hannikin Insurance, the process of finding insurance that is appropriate for your goals and budget is simplified. Contact Hannikin Insurance Agency in Pine River, Little Falls, Pierce, or Brainerd online at HannikinInsurance.com. Let Hannikin Insurance give you the peace of mind that comes from knowing your financial situation is secure.
We go to the top of the 4th inning after Pine River-Backus has extended their lead now to 15-3. 7-8-9 for Lake Park Audubon. Isaac Jones leads off. Cole Oberfeld still working for the Tigers. First pitch low and outside. Second pitch swung on and missed. It's 1-1. Jones struck out his first time up. Tigers offense has been rolling here in their home opener. And there is a strike from Oberfeld. It's 1-2. Freshman third baseman Isaac Jones leading things off. Henry Kraus, Jeremiah Sucic due up for this extremely young Lake Park Audubon team. They've been battling, and there's a fastball that just misses downstairs. 2-2 to Jones. Cole Oberfeld, 8 strikeouts, 3 walks through 3 innings. Here's the kick and the pitch, swung on, and that popped foul back. That one will just get off the top of the fence. Look out, folks. Still 2-2. Through 3 innings, 3 runs on 3 hits, 4 errors, and 3 left on for Lake Park Audubon. For Pine River-Backus, 15 runs on 9 hits, no errors, and 4 runners left on. Oberfeld's gone the distance for PRB. Here's the 2-2, swung on and missed. Strike 3 called, might have tipped it, but Volk held on. Strikeout number 9 on the day for Cole Oberfeld. 1 away here in the top of the 4th for the 7th grade center fielder Henry Kraus, who struck out his first time up. First pitch swung on and missed. Strike 1. Pine River-Backus in the bottom of the 4th will have the 2, 3, and 4 batters due up. 10-run rule would be in effect if we get through 5 today. Or 4.5, I should say, as the 0-1 misses outside. If you joined us late, Lake Park Audubon, 1 senior and then 6 freshmen, an 8th grader and a 7th grader in their starting lineup. And that's pretty much their roster to start this 2025 season. 2-1 pitch misses wide. It's 2 balls and a strike to Kraus. And there's one in for a strike on a fastball in the inner half. 2-2 now from Oberfeld to Henry Kraus. Nobody on, 1 out here in the top of the 4th. Oberfell quickly into the windup. Here's the pitch, and that one misses inside. Count goes full to the 7th grader, Henry Kraus.
I think Lake Park-Audubon has a good future, but there's definitely some growing pains.
Yep. And, of course, it is also day number 1 outside for them, too. And the 3-2 pitch dives low. Henry Kraus with a good eye at the plate draws the walk. The 4th issued by Oberfell. He is aboard. And brings up the right fielder, Jeremiah Susic. Runner on for Lake Park-Audubon. He scratched a run across last inning, scored the first 2 in the first. First pitch, a late swing and a miss. Susic way behind the fastball. 0-1. 1 out here in the top of the 4th, and a 15-3 Pine River-Backus advantage. Here's the 0-1, and that one well off the plate, 1-1. Top of the order, Austin Francis due up next. Oberfell from the stretch. Myers going to creep behind the base runner as Oberfell fires in a fastball at the knees. 1-2 to Susic. With a big lead, Myers not really holding Kraus on first, just kind of toying with him a little bit. Here's the 1-2 and a swing and a miss. Susic down on strikes for the 2nd time today. That puts Oberfell in double digits, 10 strikeouts on the day as we go to the top in Austin Francis. The 2024 stats I got from Coach Janelle was all hitting stats. Didn't get pitching stats from the guys. Would be interested to compare how many strikeouts Oberfell had last season. As here's Austin Francis, 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout. He did walk and score in the first. Takes the first pitch low, ball 1. Henry Kraus at first, coaxed a 1-out walk. 15-3 as there's a cut and a miss, 1-1 on Francis. Pine River-Backus with big old crooked numbers in each of the first 3 innings. 4, 4, and then 6. Make that 7. It's my Wisconsin math at work there, folks. 1-1 in for a called strike, 1-2. I was waiting for you to pounce. I could have given you time to pounce on that one, Paul.
You know, I bit my tongue.
Yeah, don't do that next time. Here's the 1-2 to Francis, swinging a chopper foul. We'll do it again.
It must be how 4 Super Bowls equals Titletown. I don't quite get that. But
it's called 13 championships.
When there were 6 teams in the league, I don't know about that.
You know, that's almost a fair point. I think maybe the first 2 there was only 6 teams. Here's the 1-2, and that is a check swing, but a called strike. Oberfell right down the heart of the plate. Another strikeout for Cole Oberfell as he strikes out the side for the 3rd time in the 4 innings of work. Lake Park-Audubon in the top of the 4th. No runs, no hits, a walk, and a runner left on board. Will head to the home half of the 4th inning. Pine River-Backus in control, 15-3 here on YourLiveEvent.com.
Are happy to sponsor coverage of the Tigers. Like the PRB Activities page on Facebook for information on Booster Club events and fundraisers. The Booster Club could use your help with great events and fundraisers, all giving back to the students of Pine River-Backus schools. For information, email prboosterclub, 1, @gmail.com. Meetings are the first Monday of every month, 6 p.m. at the school. Good luck, Tigers, from the PRB Booster Club and all its members.
Great people, economic viability, a wonderful place to live. Pine River, Backus, and PRB Schools. PRB Schools is a small school district with large district opportunities, providing activities and classes that involve students, making sure every student has everything to be successful. PRB Schools offers a variety of community education programs, a great way to learn new skills hands-on with others within the community. Making connections with families, being involved with the community, becoming a community family, prbschools.org.
More big news from Wides Major Appliance in Brainerd. Wides announces a new line to offer you. Now, stop in to see the incredible line of appliances from Speed Queen. Speed Queens are tested to last 25 years, offers warranties up to 7 years parts and labor, and is the recommended brand by most service people. With Speed Queen and Crosley, plus service, parts, and used appliances, Wides is your one-stop appliance shop for major appliances without the major price. See Wides Major Appliance on Oak Street in Brainerd.
Save on
Back with you as we go to the bottom of inning number 4, and Isaac Heeman's back to work on the hill for the Lake Park-Audubon Raiders. 15-3 Pine River-Backus as they will send at least scheduled, Eli Abraham, Cole Oberfell, and Andrew Volk to the plate. For Cole Oberfell, he had 69 through 3 innings. Had 21 pitches, so he is at 80 pitches. Make that 90 pitches.
90 pitches.
Through 4 innings. And the first pitch to Eli Abraham off the handle, foul towards Coach Janelle. Strike 1 to Eli Abraham, who's 1 for 1. He has been on base all 3 times. Make that 1 for 2. He's been on base 3 times. He has scored 3 times today. Walked and scored in the first, reached on an error and scored in the second, had an RBI double and scored in the third. He leads off the bottom of the 4th. And here's a fastball from Hemans that stays a little upstairs, 1-1. For Lake Park Audubon, you'd love to keep the deficit where it is. Give yourself a fighting chance. They will have the 2, 3, 4 batters due up in the top of the 5th. Right now, the mercy rule effect would be in place, as here's a swing and a high pop-up behind the plate. Carson Ulrich towards the fence, and this time he's got it. And there's 1 down. That time he was on that one right away, and that was a nice job by Carson Ulrich. 1 down here in the bottom of the 4th. And that will bring up Cole Oberfell. Oberfell is 1 for 2. He has also reached base all 3 times and scored. Actually, his courtesy runner has scored, and he rips one to the shortstop, and a little flare right to and caught by Carter Hendrickson, and a really quick 2 outs for Isaac Hemans and the LPA defense here in the bottom of the 4th. So that'll put Oberfell at 1 for 3 on the day. His courtesy runner, Reese Trumbull, has scored twice today.
Productive day as a courtesy runner.
Absolutely. Now here's Andrew Volk. We're going to have a pinch hitter here for Andrew Volk. Stepping in is going to be Reese Trumbull. So Trumbull, who has scored a couple of runs, now gets his chance, first chance at the plate. Volk was 1 for 2 with an RBI. Trumbull last year had 1 at-bat, and he was 0 for 1, but he got an RBI out of it.
Sacrifice, huh?
Yeah, there were probably maybe a ground out or fly out, something. First pitch from Isaac Hemans, swung on and missed, 0-1 on Reese Trumbull. Trumbull yesterday got in the game, but probably again a pinch runner role or courtesy runner role, did not have an at-bat, and there's another strike, and it's quickly 0-2 as the Lake Park Audubon team getting behind the young freshman on the bump. 0-2 to Trumbull. With nobody on and 2 outs, the pitch, that one well out of the zone and easy for Trumbull to not chase. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 15-3, Pine River-Backus here in the bottom of the 4th. Heeman gets the one he wants. Here's another 1-2, or the 1-2 fastball swung on and missed. Ball hopped out of Carson Ulrich's glove. He'll toss it over to Ian, and he is on the bag just enough. And that is a 1-2-3 inning for Isaac Hemans and the Raider defense.
Nice pitching by Hemans there.
No runs, no hits, nobody left. We will head to the top of the 5th, and it is Pine River-Backus 15, Lake Park Audubon 3. Coverage on your live event brought to you in part by Sherwood Florist and Garden Center in Pine River and 218 Fitness in Pine River as we head to the 5th after this here on yourliveevent.com.
Each week just by shopping at your locally owned Pequot Lake Super Value on Patriot Avenue in Pequot Lakes. Pequot Lake Super Value offers simple and convenient curbside pickup. Order online at shop.pequotlakesupervalue.com. We shop for you and you simply pick them up at our front door. Save on gas too, earning 10 cents of savings on gas for every $100 spent on groceries. For quality service and freshness, shop Pequot Lake Super Value. Good luck, area teams. There's way more than bowling at Community Bowl and Pizzeria in Pine River. Community Bowl and Pizzeria serves the best pizza in the Lakes area. Or feast on burgers, great appetizers, huge calzones, hoagies, and wings. They invite you to bring the whole family in for a great time. Open bowling offered 7 days a week. Ask about joining a league. Moonlight Bowling is every Saturday evening. Ask about group rates, birthday parties, and other specials at Community Bowl and Pizzeria, downtown Pine River, 218-587-3100.
Shrub Excavating LLC is ready to serve you with any excavation project. Shrub Excavating provides residential and commercial new construction site prep, demolition, road and driveway construction, basement septic system design and installation, stump or brush removal, and delivery of sand, gravel, rock, dirt, and more. 42 years and still digging it right. Shrub Excavating will have your project done right and on time, serving Pine River, Backus, Pequot Lakes, and all the surrounding communities. Shrub Excavating LLC. Online at shrubexcavating.com.
We head to the top of the 5th inning. And we have a new pitcher for the PRB Tigers trying to close things out today. Jonathan Sjogren is going to throw as Cole Oberfell went 4 innings through 90 pitches. Swidajewski goes from second to short. Dable goes from left to third. Abraham goes from third to second. And Cole Oberfell is now in left field for Pine River-Backus. Leading off for Lake Park-Audubon here in the top of the 5th is Tate Schlotterhoff. And he takes off the plate for a ball, 1-0. Schlotterhoff 1 for 2 with a run scored, a single and a run in the first. Schlotterhoff, Ulrich, and Henriksen, Carson Ulrich, due up as Sjogren misses down low and falls behind 2-0. 15-3, Pine River-Backus in front here in the top of the 5th. Here's Sjogren, and he'll loft one in. That one off the plate outside, and he falls behind Schlotterhoff 3-0. And now Sjogren drops one in on the 3-0 for a strike as Schlotterhoff was taken the whole way on that one. 90 pitches in 4 innings for Cole Oberfell. And now he's swinging a foul straight back, and Sjogren gets back into it. It's a full count. 3 runs, all earned on 3 hits for Oberfell, with 4 walks and 10 strikeouts today. Now the 3-2, and that curveball low and outside in the dirt, and Schlotterhoff draws a leadoff walk. Well, 15-3 here in the top of the 5th means Lake Park-Audubon would have to score at least 3 runs to keep this game going, or else it would end via the 10-run mercy rule. Leadoff runner aboard is a good start. Here's freshman catcher Carson Ulrich. 1 for 1. And the first pitch is in for a strike from Sjogren, 0-1.
A little movement on that one.
Ulrich delivered a 2-run single to put Lake Park-Audubon on the board in the top of the 1st inning, and then walked and scored in the 3rd. No balls and a strike. Schlotterhoff not a very big lead at all at first. Sjogren still quick turn and looks him back. Here's the step in the pitch, and that one upstairs, 1-1 on Carson Ulrich. I know Sjogren got some innings last year as a sophomore. Andrew Volk gives him the sign and the target. The 1-1, and here's a swing and a miss. Runner goes. Volk's throw is over the head of Abraham. Heads to center. The throw will head over to third, and Dable and Sjogren just have to play goalie and stop that one, as that'll be a stolen base for Schlotterhoff. He advances to third on the error. That is the first error today on Pine River-Backus, charged to the catcher Volk. The pitch was a swing and a miss by Ulrich, is a hit and run. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes to Ulrich with a runner at third now and nobody out. The pitch from Sjogren, and that one just below the knees, 2-2. Lake Park-Audubon threatening to pick up some momentum, and there's a swing and a miss. Sjogren got him with a letter-high fastball. Big out number 1. Sometimes that's the biggest one, is getting that first out in this situation.
Absolutely.
1 down here in the top of the 5th for Carter Henriksen, who's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. And the first pitch swung on and missed, strike 1.
There he's starting to find his groove, it looks like.
Sjogren with, and you'd mentioned even on the fastball, some good movement on his on his pitches. And there's another swing and a miss. Strike 2 to Carter Hendrickson. For Carson Ulrich, have to change one. I had that marked as a double in the first. Here's a swing and a pop. Short right field. Grady Mongan coming in, makes the catch. Runner tags at third. Myers the relay home, and it's not going to be in time. Volk able to get a piece of it, but Lake Park-Audubon will add a run here in the top of the fifth on the sac fly RBI by Carter Hendrickson. Picks up the ribby. Scoring for the second time is Schlotterhoff. Makes it 15-4, but now the Lake Park-Audubon Raiders are down to their final out. It's 15-4. And the first pitch is right in for a strike from Jonathan Sjogren to Isaac Hemans. 2 away, and there is a fastball just missing wide, 1-1. Sjogren plays a little bit with the dirt near the rubber. Now he's ready. Volk with the target. And here's a swing and a foul tip into the glove of Volk, and it's a ball and 2 strikes to Isaac Heeman.
It's a tough pitch to hit.
Bases are empty for Lake Park-Audubon. Jonathan Sjogren trying to close this one out. Here it comes, swinging a bouncer right back to Sjogren. The throw to Myers, and this one's over as the Tigers win the home opener today against Lake Park-Audubon with the final score, Pine River-Backus 15, Lake Park-Audubon 4. The post-game report is next. We'll have the notes, the recap of the scoring, the recap of the stats, interviews, and the post-game awards all coming up after this on YourLiveEvent.com.
Tomorrow is happening right now. Today, more than ever, the world needs safe, secure, sustainable, and affordable sources of energy. That's why Enbridge is advancing new technologies to reduce emissions, like carbon capture and hydrogen power. By putting in the work today, we're bridging to a cleaner energy future. Tomorrow is on. Enbridge. Life takes energy.
Restock on food, fuel, and bait at locally owned Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Station 371 is stocked with bait, tackle, and snacks for your fishing excursions, quality Cenex gasoline, and off-road diesel. Their inside and outside car washes are open. Make sure to stop by to keep your car shining bright in the sun. Don't forget your fishing and hunting license. Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Thank you for supporting local business.
Hannikin Insurance Agency is proud to support today's radio coverage. Hannikin Insurance has been serving families and businesses in central Minnesota for over 30 years. By working with an independent agency like Hannikin Insurance, the process of finding insurance that is appropriate for your goals and budget is simplified. Contact Hannikin Insurance Agency in Pine River, Little Falls, Piers, or Brainerd online at HannikinInsurance.com. Let Hannikin Insurance give you the peace of mind that comes from knowing your financial situation is secure.
The PRB Boosters are happy to sponsor coverage of the Tigers. Like the PRB Activities page on Facebook for information on Booster Club events and fundraisers. The Booster Club could use your help with great events and fundraisers, all giving back to the students of Pine River-Backus schools. For information, email prboosterclub, @gmail.com. Meetings are the first Monday of every month, 6 p.m. at the school. Good luck, Tigers, from the PRB Booster Club and all its members.
Great people, economic viability, a wonderful place to live. Pine River, Backus, and PRB Schools. PRB Schools is a small school district with large district opportunities, providing activities and classes that involve students, making sure every student has everything to be successful. PRB Schools offers a variety of community education programs, a great way to learn new skills hands-on with others within the community. Making connections with families, being involved with the community, becoming a community family, prbschools.org.
We are back. Devin Kruger, Paul Learned here with you. 15-4, Pine River-Backus gets the victory. The Tigers go to 1-1 on the season. Lake Park-Audubon starts the year at 0-1. Paul, I know you're gathering kind of all the intel and insight of doing the radio broadcast, but what stood out to you in this Tigers victory today over the Raiders?
Well, you know, there's just getting my bearings here, finding, you know, everything that I need, all the stats. But it was really this Pine River team just has a lot of poise. I think. I thought they came out and the pitcher Oberfell, yeah, great job today. Junior, yeah, so he's still got another year ahead of him too. Pretty impressed with his job today. The pitcher for Lake Park-Audubon that came in.
Yeah, the freshman Hemans. Yeah,
he's Hemans. Yeah, he's gonna be something to watch this year for sure. I think he's got a lot of growing that he's gonna do, but he's got some good stuff.
Recapping the scoring in this one, Lake Park-Audubon actually struck right away with a freshman-loaded roster. The top 3 batters, all freshmen, they all reached in the top of the first inning. Amazing. With Austin Francis and Tate Schlotterhoff. A 2-run double by Carson Ulrich brought him in, and Lake Park-Audubon had a 2-0 lead early. Pine River-Backus answered in a big way, and I think that was kind of a key thing as well for a Tigers offense that certainly had some struggles last year. They were able to take advantage of extra opportunities, got some key hits at key times against the starter Carter Henriksen, and the Tigers put 4 runs across with only 2 hits in the bottom of the first inning, highlighted by a 3-run bases clearing single by Jonathan Sjogren. So it was 4-2 Tigers after 1. Tigers, after a 1-2-3 top of the second, tacked on 4 more with just 2 hits. 2-run single by Dalton Myers, the highlight, as the Tigers went up 8-2. Then they pushed it. Let me backtrack a little bit. Lake Park-Audubon got 1 run back in the 3rd inning. A 1-out walk by Carson Ulrich came in on an RBI single by Isaac Hemans. So it was 8-3, and then the Tigers really opened it up. They sent 12 batters to the plate in the bottom of the 3rd inning, scoring 7 runs on 5 hits. There were no errors on Lake Park-Audubon in that inning. A 2-run double by Cole Oberfell, an RBI single by Andrew Volk, followed by a 2-run double by Dalton Myers, and the Tigers just blew it wide open in the bottom of the 3rd inning. That made it at the time 15-3. And then in the 5th inning, Lake Park-Audubon, a leadoff walk by Tate Schlotterhoff, an RBI sac fly by Carter Henriksen, made it 15-4. And the lone 1-2-3 inning in that bottom of the 4th, kind of one of the highlights with Isaac Hemans on the mound for Lake Park-Audubon. But Pine River-Backus gets the big win today, 15-4. Taking a look at the individual numbers for this one. First, I just realized there's one I have to tally up, so we'll take a real quick break. We'll run through the stats. Don't forget the postgame awards also coming up. 15-4, the Tigers get the win today on YourLiveEvent.com.
From Wides Major Appliance in Brainerd, Wides announces a new line to offer you. Now, stop in to see the incredible line of appliances from Speed Queen. Speed Queens are tested to last 25 years, offers warranties up to 7 years parts and labor, and is the recommended brand by most service people. With Speed Queen and Crosley, plus service, parts, and used appliances, Wides is your one-stop appliance shop for major appliances without the major price. See Wides Major Appliance on Oak Street in Brainerd.
Save on your groceries and gas each week just by shopping at your locally owned Pequot Lake Super Value on Patriot Avenue in Pequot Lakes. Pequot Lake Super Value offers simple and convenient curbside pickup. Order online at shop.pequotlakesupervalue.com. We shop for you and you simply pick them up at our front door. Save on gas too, earning 10 cents of savings on gas for every $100 spent on groceries. For quality service and freshness, shop Pequot Lake Super Value. Good luck, area teams.
Taking notes of what's going on.
That's right. It's what we do. Devin Kruger, Paul Learned with you. Final score in 5 innings, 15-4. Pine River-Backus with the victory. Let's take you through the individual stats for this one. We'll start with the pitching. Taking the loss today for Lake Park-Audubon will be Carter Henriksen. He goes 2 1/3 innings, allowed 12 runs, only 5 earned on 6 hits. He walked 5 and struck out 4. Isaac Hemans came in relief, pitched the final inning and 2/3. Allowed 3 runs, all earned on 6 hits, 2 walks, and 1 strikeout. Henriksen ended up with 87 pitches through his just about 3 innings of work. For Pine River-Backus, picking up the win today will be Cole Oberfell. 90 pitches. He goes 4 innings, allowed 3 runs, all earned on 3 hits, struck out 10, and walked 4. And then getting that final inning was Jonathan Sjogren. Had the 1 inning, allowed 1 run. It was earned without a hit, 1 walk, and a strikeout on 18 pitches. In the batting department, for Lake Park-Audubon today, 4 runs on 3 hits. They left 4 runners left on base. They committed 4 errors in the field. Austin Francis at the top was 0 for 2 with an RBI and a run scored. Tate Schlotterhoff was 1 for 2, had a walk, and he scored twice. Carson Ulrich 1 for 2. He had 2 RBIs with a 2-run double in the first. He also came around to score a run in the third. Carter Hendrickson 0 for 2 with an RBI on the sac fly. Isaac Hemans went 1 for 3 with an RBI today. Ian Ulrich was 0 for 1 with a walk. Isaac Jones 0 for 2. Henry Krause 0 for 1 with a walk. And Jeremiah Sucic was 0 for 2. That's 4 runs on 3 hits for Lake Park Audubon. For Pine River-Backus, 15 runs on 9 hits. They left 4 runners on base and committed 1 error in the field. At the top, Ozzie Swidojewski was 0 for 3 with a run scored. Eli Abraham 1 for 3, but was on base 3 times and scored 3 times. He also had a double with an RBI. Cole Oberfell was 1 for 3 with a couple of RBIs. His courtesy runner, Reese Trumbull, scored twice. Andrew Volk 1 for 2 with an RBI. His courtesy runner, Torin Desmond, he scored 3 times. Reese Trumbull did get a pinch hit spot as well and went 0 for 1. Dalton Myers 2 for 2 with a pair of RBIs. 2 for 2 with, let me correct this again. Dalton Myers today, 3 for 3 with 4 RBIs, including a double. He scored a run, and then a pinch runner, Logan Tominski, scored a run as well. Brody Mongan, 0 for 1 with a pair of walks and a run scored. Jonathan Sjogren, 2 for 3 with 4 RBIs and a run scored. Owen Dable, 0 for 1 with a pair of walks and a run. And Grady Mongan was 2 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored. 15 runs on 9 hits for Pine River-Backus. When we come back, we'll look for interviews, especially with our post-game award winners. We'll do those next as Pine River-Backus wins the home opener today, 15-4 over Lake Park Audubon here on YourLiveEvent.com.
Bowling at Community Bowl and Pizzeria in Pine River. Community Bowl and Pizzeria serves the best pizza in the Lakes area. Or feast on burgers, great appetizers, huge calzones, hoagies, and wings. They invite you to bring the whole family in for a great time. Open bowling offered 7 days a week. Ask about joining a league. Moonlight Bowling is every Saturday evening. Ask about group rates, birthday parties, and other specials at Community Bowl and Pizzeria, downtown Pine River, 218-587-3100.
Shrub Excavating LLC is ready to serve you with any excavation project. Shrub Excavating provides residential and commercial new construction site prep, demolition, road and driveway construction, basement septic system design and installation, stump or brush removal, and delivery of sand, gravel, rock, dirt, and more. 42 years and still digging it right. Shrub Excavating will have your project done right and on time. Serving Pine River-Backus, Pequot Lakes, and all the surrounding communities. Shrub Excavating LLC. Online at shrubexcavating.com.
Tomorrow is happening right now. Today, more than ever, the world needs safe, secure, sustainable, and affordable sources of energy. That's why Enbridge is advancing new technologies to reduce emissions, like carbon capture and hydrogen power. By putting in the work today, we're bridging to a cleaner energy future. Tomorrow is on. Enbridge. Life takes energy.
Restock on food, fuel, and bait at locally owned Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Station 371 is stocked with bait, tackle, and snacks for your fishing excursions, quality Cenex gasoline, and off-road diesel. Their inside and outside car washes are open. Make sure to stop by to keep your car shining bright in the sun. Don't forget your fishing and hunting license. Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Thank you for supporting local business.
Hannikin Insurance Agency is proud to support today's radio coverage. Hannikin Insurance has been serving families and businesses in central Minnesota for over 30 years. By working with an independent agency like Hannikin Insurance, the process of finding insurance that is appropriate for your goals and budget is simplified. Contact Hannikin Insurance Agency in Pine River, Little Falls, Pierce, or Brainerd online at HannikinInsurance.com. Let Hannikin Insurance give you the peace of mind that comes from knowing your financial situation is secure.
We welcome you back on YourLiveEvent.com as the Pine River-Backus Tigers get the victory 15-4 over Lake Park-Audubon. First guest for the post-game interviews, head coach Mike Donnell. Coach, congratulations on a nice win for the home opener today.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much.
You get behind early, and we know in high school ball that can be a major factor. This young Lake Park-Audubon team came out swinging, got a couple of runs. How important, in your view, was the way your guys bounced back and got that lead right away in the bottom of the first inning?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't want to get in the habit of, digging a hole before we even get a chance to hit, but that's the second game in a row now that we've given the team a two-run lead. And, again, it's a funny way because it's a walk and a balk, and the guy's on third base already.
Right.
So, yeah, it was awesome to see us respond with a 4-run side ourselves to bounce back because, like you said, they're kids and it's a funny game, and if you let something like that get to you, it can snowball, and I'm glad that the boys didn't let it snowball.
Well, and not only did they not let it snowball, but they just kept responding. I mean, 4 in the first, 4 in the second, 7 in the third. This is a team that we saw certain games that they had some offensive struggles. Today, everybody was getting involved.
Yeah, absolutely, and maybe that it is. It's contagious that some people started hitting, and then the next guy in the lineup wants to follow suit and wants to hit too. And I thought they stayed very calm and focused and disciplined at the plate too, and they swung at good pitches, and I was happy to see them barrel them up and drive some gaps too, and really earn some of those. And I know that there were some errors on Lake Park's side, but really I think the majority of the damage was done on us being able to put the ball in play hard somewhere.
One of the things that I had talked to you and asked you in the pregame was what was the biggest area you wanted to see improvement from game 1 to game 2, and you said fielding. Cole didn't give the guys a lot of chances to field the ball today.
No, and I'll probably have to talk to him about that because I don't want to be made a liar. And so, I don't know if he needs to go out and strike 10 people out. I kind of want to see a ground ball. No, he did a great job. And so we'll have to probably wait to another game to see some fielding and improvement. But if a pitcher like Cole's going to go out there and, take command, we'll take that too.
Absolutely. For this group, a few seniors, but a lot of juniors. What are some of the biggest things you want them to take away from a win like this and put into the season-long goals that they have?
Yeah, I mean, again, we're talking about earning it. Whether it's a loss or it's a win or whatever happens, that is something that is earned. You deserve it. And so when we score these runs and we have good days, winning is hard. Losing is easy. So never take the wins for granted. Enjoy them, reflect on what you did in order to earn those, and try to duplicate that as much as you can in each game that you play.
Coach, congratulations on the win tonight. I know we've got one of our other guys with you on Monday. It's a great rivalry matchup over in Sabika. Good luck there, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Yeah, I appreciate it. See you then.
Yeah, Mike Donnell, head coach for the PRB Tigers that join us. As now we'll get our post-game award winners coming in one by one. And our first one, let's see. I got to make sure I remembered which ones I marked for which. Looks like our first one is going to be our big deal of the game. Our big deal is brought to you by a host of area businesses, including Atwater Chevrolet GMC in Aiken, Riverwood Healthcare Centers, the Pizza Ranch in Baxter and Little Falls, W.W. Thompson Concrete Products in Brainerd, Von Hansen's Meat Market in Baxter, Wide's Major Appliance in Brainerd, Donlinger Automotive in Brainerd, BigDealAuctions.com, Cuyuna Regional Medical Center, Tykes Carpet Castle in Brainerd, Shannon's Auto Body in Brainerd, and Liljenquist Sewer and Excavating in Aiken. Today's big deal is Cole Oberfell. Couple of RBIs at the plate. Of course, the 10 strikeouts on the hill. You get the win on the home opener, Cole. How's it feel?
It feels great. Felt like last year. I'm feeling great. I'm kind of embarrassed after the first inning, after that balk. Never done that before. Fell off the mound. But I'm just glad I got the win.
You know, I wasn't even going to really bring that up because it was. What happened with that? Did you just lose your footing, or trying to put too much torque on the pitch, or what?
My cleat got stuck in the clay, and it was just game over from there, I guess.
Well, hey, look at it this way: you only did it once.
Yeah.
10 strikeouts, and of course, we always try to position ourselves. We had a great view of the pitches, especially that breaking ball, that kind of that sweeping slider. Just kind of how much have you worked on to improve that pitch and be able to utilize it, throwing it for strikes this year?
Oh, I've been working on that for a long time, probably since my freshman year. That's my best pitch. I probably throw that pitch the most too. I just got great command of it. Moves a lot, slides a lot, but yeah. It's my favorite pitch for sure.
Well, it certainly looked good from our vantage point. Now you're taking on a team that, once you kind of find out, and maybe you guys didn't know just how incredibly young this team was, but, what was the mindset, or did you have kind of a time in the game, Cole, where you felt, I can really kind of come after these guys?
Yeah, I just thought right away. I heard they were young, but I knew right away, just throw strikes, throw strikes, throw strikes. A little bit of a struggle in the first inning, but finally figured it out after that. But yeah, they're a young team for sure. But
still a good game to start. Again, it's fun to win the home opener, get that first win. Cole, congratulations on the award. Stick around a little bit. We'll get you hooked up with that, and we'll see it on the road, my friend.
Yeah, thank you.
Cole Oberfeld, today's a big deal of the game. Coming up next, we'll go to the Enbridge I Bring the Energy player of the game. That's going to be you, Jonathan. So the Enbridge I Bring the Energy player of the game, Jonathan Sjogren. First inning, you're down 2-0. And, Coach, we asked him about the bounce back. You have your shot with the bases loaded. Were you looking for anything in particular on that, with that first at-bat today?
Not really. I kind of just settled in, and I knew I had to make a base hit, try to score some runners. So I just did what was expected of me and put the ball in play.
Yeah, really nice shot. Obviously cleared the bases, got the Tigers in front for good.
Yep.
I also want to talk about the stolen bases. We've known Coach Janelle. You guys obviously know him, and I know that he likes to be aggressive. He likes to put pressure on the other team. For you and utilizing your speed, what is your mindset when you get on the base pads, and do you look for anything in particular to know that you got the green light to run?
Coach sends us, and then you look for like a signal. You can just tell by the pitchers if they're taking long in their stance. You can count them, figure out their pace that they're pitching at, and if they have a high leg kick, you can just kind of read off of that. So, yeah.
I've got to believe that as a player, it's a lot of fun having a coach that likes to be aggressive.
Oh, yeah. Donnell loves to be aggressive. He likes to send the runners, and he loves baseball in general, loves our team. He's a fantastic coach.
When you have the green light, are there any times that he gives you a certain type of look where you know that you should not be taking a chance?
Honestly, he kind of leaves it up to us. It's our own will, and if the pitcher's got a quick arm, it's most of the time we don't steal on quick arms, but if the catcher doesn't throw down great, we can steal all game. So coach just leaves it up to us.
With this group, with a few of those seniors, but a lot of juniors, well, what are you hoping that you can do with a win like this to take through as the season rolls on?
I'm hoping that we carry this momentum forward, and we should make a decent run this year, hopefully. Repeating last year, we made a solid run, so we're going to only lose a few guys this year, and it's going to be a fantastic year. Yeah.
Jonathan, great. I mean, again, it's such a key moment to get things jump-started in that first inning. Great hit to get the Tigers on top. Great game. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Jonathan Sjogren, our Enbridge I Bring the Energy player of the game. And then our third one coming in is going to be our Hugo's Family Market in Pine River star of the game. Hugo's Family Marketplace is where you can find it all and enjoy the hometown atmosphere. Every Wednesday, gallons of milk are just $2 for $6. Visit them online for curbside pickup or delivery, PineRiverFamilyMarket.com. Here's the certificate. It's Dalton Myers, the senior first baseman. Dalton, big stick today, got a couple of big hits. How'd it feel for your senior year having a game like that in the home opener?
Oh, it felt pretty good. I had to skip out on the last game yesterday, and it felt good coming out, hitting pretty good.
As one of the three seniors, for this being, it's just that final campaign of your season year, what do you try to bring to the team leadership-wise day in and day out?
Positive energy, and then just work hard at practice and have fun.
After that first inning, getting that 4-2 lead, did you kind of have a sense that this could be kind of an explosive day on the offensive side?
Yeah, after I seen that, I thought we were going to carry it pretty good, and we put up some good runs.
Yeah, I mean, a 3-for-3 day with 4 RBIs. It's tough to imagine a day going that well, but what were you seeing at the plate? What made it what made it seem so smooth for you to get some big hits today?
Well, like the last few weeks, we've been going in the batting cage in the morning, practicing, and I don't know, they come down the pipe looking good.
Keep that going, will you?
Yeah, I will.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
No, great game. Obviously fun to win the home opener, especially as a senior. Congratulations, and we'll see you down the road, Dalton.
Yeah, thank you.
Dalton Myers, our Hugo's Family Marketplace star of the game, as the Tigers get the victory by the final score of 15-4. We will take one quick break. When we come back, we'll take a quick peek at the upcoming schedule. We'll try to get these guys their awards, and we'll get you on your way. A big win for the Tigers today here on yourliveevent.com.
Boosters are happy to sponsor coverage of the Tigers. Like the PRB Activities page on Facebook for information on Booster Club events and fundraisers. The Booster Club could use your help with great events and fundraisers, all giving back to the students of Pine River-Backus schools. For information, email prboosterclub1@gmail.com. Meetings are the first Monday of every month, 6 p.m. at the school. Good luck, Tigers, from the PRB Booster Club and all its members.
Great people, economic viability, a wonderful place to live. Pine River, Backus, and PRB Schools. PRB Schools is a small school district with large district opportunities, providing activities and classes that involve students, making sure every student has everything to be successful. PRB Schools offers a variety of community education programs, a great way to learn new skills hands-on with others within the community. Making connections with families, being involved with the community, becoming a community family. prbschools.org.
More big news from Wides Major Appliance in Brainerd. Wides announces a new line to offer you. Now, stop in to see the incredible line of appliances from Speed Queen. Speed Queens are tested to last 25 years, offers warranties up to 7 years parts and labor, and is the recommended brand by most service people. With Speed Queen and Crosley, plus service, parts, and used appliances, Wides is your one-stop appliance shop for major appliances without the major price. See Wides Major Appliance on Oak Street in Brainerd.
Save on
15-4, our final today on yourliveevent.com as Pine River-Backus goes to 1-1 on the baseball season. Lake Park-Audubon drops to 0-1. Tigers fans, we feature both boys and girls teams on Monday. Softball is heading to McGregor. Baseball will be at Sabika. Both of those games are scheduled for a 4:15 pregame show right here with audio only on yourliveevent.com. To check the upcoming broadcast schedule, you can go to rjbroadcasting.com where we have our 2025 Spring Sports Guidebook available for download. Head to rjbroadcasting.com. Paul is going to join me Monday in Pillager on Cash 95.9 against Kimball. We might have to get you your play-by-play debut on Monday.
Yeah, we might get an inning in there, huh?
We'll have to see, but honestly, if we keep having days like this, we're going to be just fine.
Sure.
Although I've heard it's going to get colder next week.
Stop.
I'm sorry. That's not my fault. I'm just a messenger, man.
Oh, my goodness.
But obviously a great game for Pine River-Backus. The bats are rolling, and coaches say it can be contagious. You get on a guy, and the fact that they had contributions from all 9 players in some capacity, if you can find that magic and keep it, you are in for a good season.
Absolutely. Good effort top to bottom from these guys. Really fun game to watch.
15-4, the final score. Pine River-Backus gets the win. Thanks for joining me, Paul. I'll see you Monday.
Thanks for having me. It was a pleasure. I learned a lot.
Absolutely. For everyone that tuned in, hey, thanks for joining us. Of course, thanks to all of our sponsors. Cannot do it without them. For all of us at Your Live Event, we'll see you next time. I'm Devin Kruger. Let's do this again.